this one.
Oh, we do?
Is it still muted?
Sponsored
It
by
is.
Blue Moon.
Unmute that.
We'll do the not a sponsor. I
Okay.
think we're live.
Yeah, we're live, by the
Okay,
way.
hello.
We're live, by the way.
Thanks for the warning.
Sorry, I was messing with stuff, and then we were live.
All right.
So, welcome to the Wichita Toy Trade Club YouTube channel. This is our live stream.
For the first time ever.
Yes, and it is obviously the first time ever.
Quite obvious.
Quite obvious. So, hopefully everybody can hear us. I can just, once we get started, I won't be able to pull up the chat very easily. So, if you guys can hear us, let us know here real quick before we get started. Other than that, I think we're ready to look at some trains.
I think so, because it is catalog day.
Catalog time.
Catalog
exciting.
time.
Money burning time.
Yes,
Let's
Money burning.
And first,
So-
we need to crack open our cold ones. Sponsored by Blue Moon tonight.
Not sponsored.
Not actually sponsored.
Not actually sponsored. That is a joke.
All right, me first? All right, no pressure. How do you use yours?
Very special.
That way? Okay.
Yeah, like
You're really gonna.
Like
okay,
that.
like that. See, mine goes like that.
So, while they're trying to figure out how to open a beer, apparently.
I'm not trying to figure it out.
I'm Zachariah. We got Chris, and then if you guys have watched the catalog show before, we get our friend Douglas here, who comes in and commentaries with us. So,
And we're already making a mess.
shocking, very shocking. So, anyway, hopefully everybody has gotten a chance to take a peek at the new catalog. What?
Let's do it. Cheers
we
to
need
our
to
first
cheers.
live stream.
Cheers.
Join us. Hopefully you have a bottle as well. Cheers.
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 Now let's begin.
Yes.
Let's begin.
Nice.
Mess incurred. Okay, let's go ahead and get started over here. We got us over in the tiny corner, and I'm going to make this big. There we go. I have the digital catalog in front of me. I had just so happened to get my print catalog yesterday, so it worked out really well. Douglas will have that. Chris has his print catalog. If you guys don't get print catalogs in the mail, that's a good plug for the LCCA or any of the Lionel clubs. You get them delivered directly to your door. You don't even have to go out to your hobby shop, assuming you even have one, because they kind of they're kind of sparse.
Yeah. Man, so this is, I know you have had your couple catalogs that you've been extremely excited about based on the cover.
Yes.
And I think this is the one I've been
The
most
cover?
excited
Yes.
about.
Yeah.
I mean, Polar Express, come on.
It is.
20 years?
20 years.
20 years.
Wow, I'm old.
Yeah, I feel that.
I remember going to see that movie when it first came out. The IMAX at the Cosmosphere.
Wow.
Oh my.
That's cool.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
20 years ago.
I didn't quite have that experience, but I made sure I was in the front row, so I broke my neck looking straight up at that giant engine.
That movie was pretty scary as a
You know,
5-year-old.
Honestly, yeah. like,
I
especially
never
the
saw it.
hobo.
I never saw it in because that's the round IMAX
Yeah.
deal. So that's what it's like. I've never seen it there, but I did. I went to the Warren. I've seen it on the Warren. That was probably before they had their actual IMAX.
Yeah.
Probably.
So
I can't imagine seeing it on the actual curved IMAX.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That'd be cool.
it'd be really cool. So yes, no, the cover is really amazing. I wish I could see the rest of the ticket. I really want to know what they were actually. Round trip. Okay. I was like,
assume.
So is it the row?
the row was
row.
throwing me off. It's like, what were they trying to put there? It's probably was going to say round trip. So I guess that makes sense. I didn't even see it until I was looking at the print version. It didn't even register on my. And then you got the Believe right there in the little swoosh. Again, I did not see that on the digital. It is there, but I noticed it more on the print.
Believe in the shadow.
Oh,
They put
that's
a
awesome.
they put a lot of effort into
Yeah.
the cover art.
Well, what I also wanted to point out is that they even put the screw details. The Phillips head screws
Right.
up there. I was like, that's cool.
So that was a lot of information just on the cover.
Yeah, it's a worthy
And we
cover.
get a little sneak peek of a blue Polar Express locomotive here. Intriguing.
The Christmas blue comet.
Yeah.
Now we already get another preview. We got Hiawatha's.
You know, it's funny how I was just talking to you specifically, probably 4 days before this catalog came out. I was like, man, look at this Hiawatha there on this auction. I really want to bid on it. And then, you know, bam, Lionel smacks that baby on you.
At least it was just a few days. You didn't go buy a Challenger and then, 6 months later, Lionel's like, hey, here's more Challengers.
Yeah, who would do that?
I know nothing. I plead the fifth. So first up in the catalog, we have our vision line for this year, which is, of course, the Erie Triplex. We already did a video on this, so
Yeah.
we did it without Douglas. So I guess if Douglas has commentary about the Triplex,
Yeah, it's a triplex, all right.
it's Triplex, or is it a Triplex?
It's triplex.
Try.
Ryan at Lionel, sorry, it's Triplex.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's not personally something that I'm too interested in with the railroads that I like to model, but you can't deny that the triplex has a lot of cool factor.
Yes.
It's just like 3 engines in one. Like it doesn't get crazier than that.
And then the smoke on the tender,
Yeah, and of course the new wheel slip feature, which I saw they did a demo of on one of their live streams, and that looks pretty neat.
Yes, it is very neat.
And in the next, if you could look at the next page, the glow-in-the-dark Halloween one.
That's actually pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd spend that much money on a Halloween glow-in-the-dark engine, but
Personally, no, yeah.
But,
that's just a hint at all the glow-in-the-dark stuff they've done in this catalog. And I don't know what they got, what radioactive stuff they got to hold up to paint these model trains with, but they are using it everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see that in person. And
Yes.
how it actually looks.
Yes.
Yeah.
The catalog in a photo is one thing, but seeing how actually a full engine or set glows in the dark,
It'd be cool.
it'd be cool.
That would be very cool. And also, we have some other neat fantasy schemes, like the Rio Grande. I'm a fan of the Rio Grande, so
Yeah.
that's always nice to see, even if it's not, prototypical or anything.
Mhm.
But
The green is a nice pop, too.
Yeah.
It sticks with that whole road name.
So, anything else on the triplex?
I don't think so, not for me.
All right. Well, we are just going to have to keep moving along then. Of course, you have the superset. You can't forget the 15-car
that's
superset.
15 cars, $4,000.
It's got a hefty tag on it, but that is a lot of train.
It's a crazy.
Hefty, but cheaper than the big boy set.
That's true.
Imagine the box that this thing comes
Yeah.
in. It's got to be
They're-
huge.
This is the reason UPS went on strike.
Yeah.
Okay, legacy steam locomotives. We have the Berks. Well, who would have guessed that we were going to have legacy Berks?
Yeah.
So,
Classic.
legacy Berks, whistle steam. What do we got for minimum curve of 054? And retail price, I mean, I don't think that's absurd. I mean, given today's pricing, $1,700
That's about par for the course
for MSRP. I mean, I've looked at pre-order pricing. I don't remember everything, but I mean, I imagine pre-order pricing was around 15-ish.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's terrible. So we have two. I'm going to give everybody motion sickness here, jumping around. If we look at our nickel plate road, 755, 765, and of course I believe that's fantasy. I know it's fantasy. The nickel plate limited. That's a really intriguing paint scheme, even though it's fantasy. It's very intriguing. But all those look like regular models Lionel's photographed and, of course, adjusted for the current production. Looks like we have Mars lights on all of those. But if you come over here on the Chesapeake and Ohio, it looks more like a CAD rendering. So I don't know if they changed some tooling around. Maybe. Do you know, Douglas? I can't remember if they've done any of those.
So
before.
I know they have done. I don't know if they've done the C&O Kanawha style explicitly. I know they've done something similar to that. But what's interesting is that this C&O engine here isn't actually a C&O engine. This was actually the nickel plate 765 dressed up as C&O. And I think it's interesting that they did that, considering that there's currently the C&O 2716 undergoing restoration to operation. So I would have thought they would have gone for that road number, because that's a pretty popular one. But yeah, so I can't imagine they would have made too many tooling changes.
So yeah. I mean, and I'm sure I know Mr. Muffins has stated they got like 23 custom runs going on. I don't remember them all.
Wow.
That actually might have been one of them. I can't remember. So I'm sure there are plenty of custom runs in addition to this catalog. So you're gonna have to go scourge the internet and find all of those custom runs. Like I said, Mr. Muffins alone is like 23.
Sheesh.
And over here, hiding in the bottom right-hand corner, is the Real Polar Express nickel plate, our Paramark at 1225.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Yeah.
very.
nice.
Berkshires are very cool. I've seen the 765 in person a few years ago, and that's a very cool engine. So, yeah.
All right.
Well, here's
Sheesh.
H7s. Big old articulated.
I mean, it's basically a big boy.
Yeah, those things are huge.
They are huge.
2 less axles, right?
Yeah, basically. And no centipede tender.
Should we
Yeah.
should we count the wheels?
Oh, my God.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, thank you.
Lots.
Awesome. They can count, apparently.
I try.
You try. So, and I always thought that this was a weird. They always pictured the H7, I feel like, with UP, but it's really a C&O locomotive. So I was really glad to see UP kind of on the back burner for the H7. But of course, we got the Vandy tender on the C&O versions here. A couple of different versions for C&O.
Yeah, it's neat how they have the larger Vanderbilt tender and the smaller one. So you got some
Yes.
options there.
We do have, yeah. I didn't even notice. I just saw Vandy tenders. I didn't notice we had 2 different size Vandy tenders.
Yeah.
I'll be darned. That is neat. That is very neat. Of course, MSRP is we're looking at two grand. So imagine pre-order price was around 1,800. I could be
Yeah.
wrong. So I mean, it is up there. It is a big articulated steam locomotive. So not entirely surprising. Yeah, as Douglas mentioned, I like that Rio Grande.
Yeah.
With
that's
the
nice.
with the doghouse on the tender. That is cool. That is a cool look.
And honestly, it's a pretty decent representation of a similar locomotive that the Rio Grande would have had. Even though it's maybe... Actually, I could be wrong on that. Maybe they did buy some H7s.
They might have bought us an H7,
But I know they at least had some sort of 282 that looks similar to that.
similar
So,
to an H7.
Yeah. And then the Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac one looks pretty cool too.
Yeah. Another short Vandy. Whistle steam, of course. And then, of course, we have 2 UP versions because, if it was a big steam locomotive, Union Pacific owned it at some point.
Yeah. 2 of them for Zach to buy.
Yep.
Although, one thing I learned recently was that the Union Pacific actually converted a lot of their H7s to look more like typical UP engines. And these are the more, bought straight from C&O appearance. But I think they may have even given them, centipede tenders or something.
Really?
Interesting.
That would have been... Now, that would have gotten me really tempted to buy an H7. Don't get me wrong. I'm still tempted to buy an H7, but I'm not convinced I need to buy an H7.
Yeah, he doesn't need to buy 1, he needs to buy 2.
Oh, excuse me. Well, see, there was no clown version.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, we got you covered coming up here soon.
Gosh. Moving on, of course, it would not be a Lionel catalog without a small steam locomotive. So we have 460s. Is this new tooling?
No, this is very old tooling.
This is very old tooling?
Yeah.
Okay. The way they were talking in some of the other, I thought it was maybe new tooling, but that didn't sound right.
It looks like maybe it's modified a little bit with some of the headlight placements.
Which is always good. It's great when they can go in there and tweak an older tooling, still keep the price down, and get some more prototypical appearances out of that tooling.
Yeah, I like of course, the Blue Comet scheme always looks really nice. Then there's the New York Central and Hudson River with that nice Russian blue. That looks really cool. And then the Western Pacific one is really a pretty good representation of what that actual locomotive would look like. So nice to see some Western roads getting some more representation.
Of course.
Yeah.
MSRP of 800, so
Quite reasonable.
very reasonable.
Not bad.
Very reasonable. Whistle steam
steam,
and a minimum curve of 031.
Yeah, that's a nice fully featured little engine that
Yeah.
do a lot of good work on your small railroad.
The only thing it's missing is a front electric coupler, so you do some switching
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the only catch, is those front electric couplers make steam engines look really weird.
Yeah.
It's the only downside to those.
Big old knuckle.
Our lobster claws.
Yeah, lobster claw.
Now this is cool.
Oh,
So
man.
we got the Royal Blue Line. It's a great B&O set.
Yeah, that's you know, looking back at that nickel plate Berkshire, the fantasy blue one. I think I like this type of blue scheme a bit better. It feels a bit more tastefully done to me, and maybe a little bit less garish.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and yeah, the B&O is just a cool railroad. I think maybe a little bit underrepresented as opposed to stuff like Pennsy and New York Central. But yeah, very cool. I have one B&O engine, so I think if I were to spring for this, it would fit in with that.
That's a very nice blue color.
It is very nice, especially with that juxtaposed against that gray, the gunmetal gray on the boiler. That looks super nice.
And then the red accents on the windows and the yeah.
Of course, this is the supposed blue. What actually comes out the factory, who knows?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And then, oh my goodness, though, these 2-car packs of passenger cars are $500 a pop.
They're beautiful, and
They're very nice looking.
that's going to be the XMTH wood-sided passenger cars. And then what they have done is they've modified the tooling so you get a semi enclosed vestibule is what they did.
Yeah.
So
that does look pretty cool with that vestibule.
it stinks the price is as high as it is on 2 passenger cars, but in order for them to continue to make those and account the cost for the original tooling they purchased and then the modifications they did, it is what it is, unfortunately, sometimes. What is the minimum curve on the cars? 42.
Yep.
So I like the older, some of the early 1900s looks. The wood-sided coaches, the older steam engines, they're smaller.
Yeah.
They're a little more contemporary, but it's really where everything began for the heyday of steam.
Yeah, no, this is it's a nice style because it's not, as far back as the stereotypical steam engine that maybe gets portrayed in the media with, the big balloon stack and everything, the Wild West. But it still maybe has a little bit more, fanciness than some of the more modern steam engines, which, don't get me wrong, modern steam engines are my favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. This is, really cool on its own.
But the only thing that's a shame is they didn't squeeze a swinging bell into these.
Yeah.
I'm sure the engineering team was already like, we already shoved this much in here. You want what?
Yeah.
So, but it's a great looking set.
Yeah.
All right. Now this is where I'm gonna get into some trouble.
So,
Yeah.
we got the Milwaukee Road Hiawatha set. I'm gonna go ahead and just to point it out here. We got the locomotive of the year. This is the first time the locomotive of the year is actually in the catalog. So they've done it for 3 years now, I think. And it's always been on the LionelStore.com exclusive, but this is the first time it's been advertised in the catalog. So
It looks very cool.
it's a very cool. If you're looking for a Lionel Lines locomotive, that is a great locomotive to get. And at the MSRP of $1,200, that's not terrible.
Not terrible, yeah. And I mean, if you got those passenger cars previously released, that would go great with them.
Yes, it would.
Yeah.
And I believe it's got the same plasma coating that they used on the one for the Dreyfus and what they'll use later on the Polar.
Cool.
So it's a very interesting paint scheme.
Yeah. I would, if I were to spring for one of these Hiawatha models, I'm not saying that I will. I would consider the Lionel Lines one. I think that's really, really clean. And when they came out with the Lionel Lines GS4 a few years ago, I thought that was really nice.
That was clean.
Yeah, this is also very nice. Just the blue and the orange goes perfectly on the Hiawatha design.
Oh yeah, I agree. Very sleek.
Yeah.
So you looking at number 4, Douglas?
I'm not sure. I guess number 4 and number 2 are the same paint
So
scheme
number
here.
4, you have the Hiawatha logo on the tender, and then you also have the Mars light.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you also get the Mars light. And we haven't even gotten to the passenger cars.
Yeah.
I was genuinely shocked to see aluminum passenger cars in the
Oh, yeah.
Lionel catalog again. Because I was for sure that they were convinced they have killed those just because they were extremely expensive to produce. They were, it was a pain in order for them to get produced because I believe it was a completely separate factory. Or the bodies get extruded in one factory and then they get moved to another one for assembly, painting and assembly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of logistics to those cars, but and great that they decided to bring them back, and their LED lighting, you get a 4-pack that is $1,400, but
Well, I mean, it looks like what you get a station sounds.
Yeah, it does include the station.
it does
So-
include the station
That's
sounds,
really nice.
so that is also great.
Yeah,
And they did the observation because they found out that the observation had a horn on it. So there's a horn
nice.
sound. There's a horn detail on the back of the observation, and then you also have the horn sound in the station sound diagram.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
Man, well, if you get this,
Yeah.
I'd love to see and just feel how these cars are
Yeah.
compared to what we're used to.
Well,
Right.
if
If.
I get one of these engines, I don't know if I'll get the car.
The car, okay. It is a pretty penny.
I am still making my way through grad school, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Priorities.
Yeah. Well, I remember back before Lionel started making their recent 21-inch passenger cars, and they were still doing the aluminum cars. I think there was a set of daylight cars that they came out with that took like 3 or 4 years to ship. So, yeah. What? What?
I'm glad Chris saw it too. Okay.
Moving on.
I gotta look.
Let's chill. All right.
Moving on. So we were on one page of Hiawatha's. Now we're on another page of Hiawatha's. Number 1 is no logo and no Mars light.
Yeah, so
Okay. Back to it.
yeah, so anyways, that's one of my friends.
I figured.
Hi, John. So yeah, I would kind of consider going for the number 1 Hiawatha here because it looks kind of clean.
It is
without the
very
logo.
clean.
Yeah.
It is very clean.
And I don't know, just to kind of be a contrarian and get something different.
Would if you had all the money in the world and you got cars, which paint scheme on cars were you looking
That's
at?
a good question. Well, I would get
Whoa.
whichever one matched, I guess. Although I guess they could match with
Either,
way.
really.
Yeah. Although I think the ones on the page you got pulled up now are supposed to be the earlier paint scheme.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. But yeah, the Hiawatha is one of my favorite trains of all time, and I have a special connection to that because my dad bought a Hiawatha set right around the time I was born, and I still have that set now. It's one of my favorite sets. So it'd be pretty cool to have 2 Hiawathas going at the same time.
Oh yeah. It's a very pretty
Of course,
set.
it is beautiful. And let's not forget, minimum curve is an 054 whistle steam. So I mean, it is a very full-featured locomotive. They just
Yeah.
kill you with the cars.
Yeah.
And the car's minimum curve is also 054. So you don't need 072 to run this train.
Yeah, and even though this is a 442, which is typically a pretty small locomotive, I think these are some of the. In fact, I think these are the largest 442s ever built,
They probably are.
and they're really quite beefy engines. So yeah, they're super cool.
Did you guys ever see the photo of one of these that threw a main rod at speed?
Oh, actually no. I think that was
Or was that-
that was a Hudson.
was that a
Or
Hudson?
F7s, yeah.
Okay, I thought it was one of one of
but
the Atlantics.
That I do know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's a great photo of what can go wrong. So, because we're not done with Atlantics, apparently, we have some fantasy schemes to go along. We have a Chicago Northwestern.
Yeah.
I don't know what locomotive that Chicago Northwestern would have had that would have matched this, but this together, I mean, without knowing anything, looks very, very nice and a very nice set.
Yeah, so Chicago and Northwestern had a class of Hudsons who were streamlined like this,
Okay.
which I'm honestly kind of surprised that Lionel is doing this one specifically, because MTH actually has the tooling for that Hudson and has produced it many years, so I'm guessing that is a tooling that Lionel did not acquire from them.
Most likely then, yes. So, but if you're looking for some Chicago Northwestern, you wasn't a fan of the Hiawatha, they'll take your money too. And this is very colorful.
I was about to say
it's
that.
very cool.
Yeah.
Seaboard. I've never seen a seaboard locomotive, so
Yeah.
that's way too far in the other corner of the country for us.
It's definitely unique, and it's a really striking paint scheme.
So,
And I think I've seen this paint scheme on a couple diesels on Steam. I can remember many years ago MTH actually putting this on a Rail King Hiawatha. I remember seeing that in the catalog. So
not
it's
like this hasn't been done before. Like
yeah.
this. Oh boy! And then we have the next page.
This is where Zach is going to spend all his money right here. See, it's perfect because you can have your new pseudo 49er, and then you can have the passenger cars go both with that and with your hot dog Challenger, Big Boy, FEF,
Oh, gosh.
ES44. It'll go with your whole fleet.
So like a whole train.
They've been doing this hot dog, the 49er scheme. It's really the 49er scheme for since the 2019 Challenger.
Yeah.
And they've finally done something that actually closely resembles the actual train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not quite right, but I mean, if somebody was actually wanting the 49er train, this is probably one of the best things, closest things you're going to find from Lionel.
Yeah. In all honesty, it doesn't look bad as compared to some of the other.
The only thing I wish is Union Pacific had a different color palette to choose from when they did this, when they originally did this scheme.
Looking at this is making me hungry. You know?
So I just noticed this with the UP one. I don't know if the other ones had this, but I got a 6-wheel truck and a 4-wheel truck.
Yeah, the other ones do have that.
Did the other ones have that
I
too?
didn't even notice that.
Yep.
So I don't know what it is about the UP scheme. It must have just highlighted that for me. But that is an interesting deal for a tender.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and also, now that we're talking about it, it looks like the coal load has a hatch over it, so that'll be.
That's what I was about to say. Is this coal or is it oil?
I'm pretty sure these are coal burners.
They're supposed to be coal burners. Here, we can look and read I'm sure the top page up here. These were last offered in 2006, so before Legacy. And I know Dave Olson with Lionel was actually saying that I think they've adjusted some of the tooling, but this is basically the same tooling. So that original one from 2006, the front of the shrouding actually opened, and you could see the front smoke box door.
Oh.
So all of that is actually still in this $1,100 locomotive.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I don't know about the cover, but I imagine that probably is cover. So
Cool.
Very
With all this UP hot dog scheme stuff, whenever I see one of these pop up, I always send it in our group chat and tease Zach about it. So yeah, we're continuing that tradition.
He gets bullied about it a lot.
a lot. Looks like we got Will 2926 in the chat too. So
Hey, hello, Will.
great to hear from Will. I met him out at the LCCA convention, so I know he just moved. So I hope everything's going well with him. Enjoying the cold.
Yeah.
It's been cold for us too.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, we had a little bit of a heat wave today. We got up
We
to
did.
the 30s.
Yeah. Big heat wave.
Big heat wave.
Pretty-
Actually, quite a big heat
Yeah,
wave. It's
yeah.
like an extra 30, 40 degrees. Than we
Yeah,
had.
right. we were at 0.
Fun fact, everything with what I do, everybody's still shocked. When you're 30 degrees below freezing, water still freezes, and it freezes very fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is amazing, That drain line you used to run outside, yeah, that's frozen now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh.
moving on to legacy diesels,
Nice. Mm.
we have the GP9s.
Which one are you looking at, Chris?
This is very hard for me.
You want that Pennsylvania,
I
don't
want
you?
the Pennsylvania one,
Yeah.
and I want the super base to go with it.
Yeah.
If not two of just the regular ones.
Oh man, and the super base has that cool porthole.
Yeah.
On the side.
So what we got going on here, we got GP9s, and then I guess I didn't realize it, but they actually made GP9Bs.
Mhm.
So they're cabless, and they had a little porthole. I'm not sure why they had the porthole, but they were cabless.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
Um,
This looks cool.
Yeah.
You know, GP9s were still in that era where they were still wanting booster units.
Yeah.
They didn't need a cab on them. So, and Pennsylvania might have been one of the few ones that actually got booster units.
Yeah.
But so what they've done is their booster units, of course, are the super base. And if anybody's heard super base units from Lionel, they are amazing.
Yeah.
The cameras and the videos do not do them justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not at all.
So, let's see here, what do we got? Minimum curve 031, they're about 14.25 inches long. Of course, your standard ones, you're gonna have smoke in both, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're gonna have smoke in both. You just lack the motors in your super bass unit in order for the sounds. I'm sure the regular ones sound good. You're gonna have two flywheel motors. They're gonna pull great. You got that train phone antenna on the Pensy one.
I think it just looks cool.
It does look cool.
Anytime it's got that.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Obviously, I'm a big Pensy guy, so it's like, oh man, it's got that. Gotta have it.
Gotta have it.
Yeah, that's. I really like the Minneapolis and the St. Louis scheme too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is
That's
that is
classic.
That's cool.
that is
So-
that Norfolk and Western. That like purple
Yeah.
hue is kind of interesting
Kinda
too.
Maroon,
Maroon,
purple.
purple.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Very cool. So moving on, we got we got Conrail.
Oh, we got UP.
Nice.
UP.
Jack.
There you go. You need a small little diesel switcher.
See, I have a UP GP9. It's a bit older,
Nice.
but yeah.
I mean,
Awesome.
what? MSRP is $600 for the powered units, and
Yeah, 600 for the power and the
Five.
super base. We're looking at 5.
not terrible.
Typical for
Typical,
for
yeah.
diesels.
Yep, little tiny diesel. So we got a Conrail B, UPB. We have a black Conrail,
Oh, nice.
so you can get a black and blue Conrail
That'd
going.
be neat.
Nice.
Will was saying they got down to 10 below, so we didn't get down that low, but we had wind chills
Yeah,
at 25 below. So
I think we got close to 10 below. We got to like -7. or
was it that
something,
low?
think.
I don't know.
It's
We got
somewhere
close. We got close. I was out camping when that happened too. I'm smart.
And I was texting you from my nice
Yeah,
warm,
me too.
warm house.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks. So, the GP9s and the B units to go with, those are that was a really cool addition from Lionel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on,
ES44s.
real shocker. Real
Yeah.
shocker. We have
Never seen these
ES44s.
before.
You know, and their ES44s and SD70s are so common that Lionel's gotten to the point where one catalog's ES44s, the next one's going to be
They
SD70s.
just alternate.
Yeah.
It just alternates. The only thing I wish is I wish they would redo the SD70 tooling to have the kinematic pilot.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say you wish they did the BSA 2010 again.
Well, I
Well,
need
that
that.
too.
I do
Yeah.
need that in the ES44.
Uh,
The only issue is they don't have licensing for BSA, and then finding somebody that can do a custom run that can get BSA licensing. That's a whole issue.
yeah.
Somebody shoot me an email if you got one you want to sell. I don't need to spend the money, but I need one.
Yeah.
So these are going to be, of course, our plastic-bodied ES44s. They are still greatly detailed. You still have a kinematic pilot. You have BNSF. We see a lot of pumpkin BNSF out here.
Yep.
Lots.
We have the CP, and this is actually, I think, the first time they've done that CP scheme since the Vision line run.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's a classic scheme, just all red. It's
It's a heritage unit now.
Yeah, it is a heritage unit. Yeah, I was surprised to see that they did this instead of doing the CPKC.
Oh yeah.
So
I wasn't a huge fan of that one anyway, so
yeah,
Yeah.
I think there was other potential, but what do I know?
yeah.
I'm not that. I don't
well-
work there. I don't work there.
We'll have a little more paint scheme talk coming up on the next
Mm-hmm.
page or two.
We got classic CSX, and now don't get in all of these have 2 powers and a super base, so you have 3 road numbers to choose from.
Nice.
Of course, Super Base is unpowered. MSRP, we're looking at 750 and 600. So I know the ES44s have gone up. I've seen them on the, out on the road at 650, I think. I don't pre-order pricing is probably closer to 6, but I mean the stuff out of the last catalog after it showed up, dealers were selling those for around 650. So if you need an ES44, we got you covered on basically every major Class 1 railroad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're missing one, other than KCS. I mean,
well, that doesn't exist anymore.
Well,
Right.
CP doesn't exist either, but they did
That's
that.
true.
Explain
Yeah.
that one to me. Oh,
NS Heritage units.
NS Heritage units.
These are these are classic. You can't go wrong.
Right.
They just have the paint scheme just like it was back in the day, and they all look very nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wonder how else you could do a Heritage unit.
Oh no, you're foreshadowing way too much. So yeah, we have NS Heritage units. They're redoing all 20 of NS's Heritage units. They're doing only 5 per catalog, so you can maybe fill in what you had, or just get what you need. So we got the next 5 here. Not a huge NS guy, so I can't tell you a whole lot. The only thing I can tell you is I know the Lehigh Valley. I think it was Lehigh Valley. Metka is doing a custom run. I think it was Lehigh Valley. I don't remember. Maybe it was a different one. Anyway, it was one of the NS Heritage units that came out of the paint shop one way. I believe they had stripes all the way down the front, and then within like 2 weeks, they went back and changed it. So Metka is doing the original version that only lasted for like 2 weeks.
Huh. Cool.
So there's another custom run for you. They also had a GP9, but I don't remember which one they did.
All
Next
right.
one, more Heritage.
Here's the big controversy.
We got CSX Heritage units. Douglas had ideas about these.
Well, so I'm kind of active in some of the Facebook train meme communities, and a lot of people are talking about these. And just in general, online, a lot of people, whenever a post comes up about these units, are just really bashing on them. I think they could work. I just think that the fade they do between the front and the rear just looks terrible. And I think on more recent Heritage units, they've stopped doing that. They're just on a clean line. I think that looks fine.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's a neat concept to have the CSX. On the front.
The
Yeah.
more I look at them, I like where they were going with it. They got CSX on the front, and it's kind of showing what they used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do like that that aspect of the Heritage unit, and they've that's the Conrail one. They have 2 ways they can play this Conrail one. That could either be the cleanest Conrail engine ever,
Yeah.
or they could let it get as dirty as they want, and it's still a Conrail engine. So
Yeah.
I mean, nobody will say anything.
Yeah.
The diagonal fade, I think there was a better way to do that. I think that's where all the bashing comes from.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and Lionel has given us 5 of the CSX Heritage units. And I forgot to mention on the NS, so we have the powered at 750, of course, and each one has a non-powered. So this is a completely dark locomotive. It rolls, straight couplers. I mean, I don't even know if it has lights. Right at 429. Actually, we could probably look.
Yeah.
See if it tells us what the non-powered. It doesn't really say what the non-powered features are. Probably because there are no features.
Probably.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, if you're really wanting to do this on a budget and get all of the Heritage locomotives, that's one way to do it. And there's nothing saying that if it had no lights, you can't go in there and add some lights yourself.
That's true.
I mean, that's just another way to pinch a penny and get the most bang for your buck.
You know what you could do is you could get a non-powered unit, and you can get some motors, get yourself a legacy board and a soundboard and speaker, and lights, and some
That's too much work.
electric couplers and smoke unit.
You
and
could
then-
just Lego it.
Yeah.
That's one thing. It would be really interesting to see Lionel try to do that. Because that's what Lionel used to do. I mean, in the post-war era.
Yeah.
You used to be you could buy an assembled locomotive, or you could buy a kit, and you built
Oh,
your own
that's cool.
locomotive. I
That'd
mean,
be fun.
I don't know if they really could do that with the way everything is nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe if it was a starter set locomotive or something, it still would be kind of interesting to see what that would look like if they could do something like that. That would be kind of fun to see what they could come up with. Not that they should, but
Yeah.
it'd be interesting.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got some SD45s.
These are nice.
These are nice. We got Santa Fe.
Yeah.
That looks like a nice hardy Santa Fe locomotive.
That's the one for me.
New classic.
Yeah, it's
So we're looking at
Classic.
$650 MSRP on these. Minimum curve of 054. I believe these also have the kinematic pilot. I think. It doesn't necessarily say it. But I want to say these did. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, it does.
Does it?
It says it in the features.
Oh, okay. They just didn't put a little extra, like, pop out at me deal about the kinematic pilot. So, again, we have 2 road numbers per road and a super base with another road number. Super base is running at 600.
Oh, we got Buster.
We got
I know.
Buster.
Yeah.
Chris, you need a legacy Buster.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember what the Buster I have is, because it doesn't have 3 axles per
Oh,
truck.
it's probably
What
like
is
a
that?
GP something.
It's a,
38
yes,
or
GP38.
And
yeah.
does anybody know what the Delaware and Hudson locomotive out of Classic Toy Trains, because that's what we're talking about
Right,
here,
yeah.
actually was?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love toy trains. Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know if it was an SD45 or like GP38.
I think it was a GP.
I think
It
so.
might have been a
too.
GP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just every time I see this paint scheme, it's Buster.
It's
Yeah.
Buster.
It's classic.
Can you guess what we used to watch as kids?
Yeah, it's like we have the whole generation who was raised on I Love Toy Trains,
Uh-huh.
and we're adults now.
You're right. Man, that Rio Grande one though.
Yeah,
I've
Rio
got-
Grande is
oh,
clean.
I've got the whole coal cars I could put
Oh,
in that.
Yeah,
It's
that would be well,
really
see,
tempting.
Well,
You know,
you'd
it's
be-
already mostly black. All you got to do is put some black smears on the Rio Grande, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
weathered,
It's
and
weathered.
it looks like a coal train.
Yeah.
See, you'd need to get an MTH one though, so you double head it with your challenge.
Right, that's true.
Oh.
Which that actually was what I was thinking at
Or,
first.
Yeah.
or, hear me out here. You spend a shit ton of money. You get your ST45s, and then you go back and get a Rio Grande H7.
Nah.
Or a tripod.
Or a triplex.
Or a triplex. I don't know.
I don't know about the triplex, but the H7 sounded cool.
Hey, I mean, you'll have a lot of tractor on it. On
I know. Well, like this catalog. You know, I don't spend much money on the next catalog that comes out, but this one.
Yeah,
so
this is a good catalog.
this is a great catalog.
We're just getting started too.
I know,
Yeah.
and we're not even talking about what's coming that I'm going to buy. On top of all the track I just bought. Oh,
Track will kill you.
yeah.
Man, these 2 pages of SD45s, they just got some great scheme
Yeah.
series. The Frisco is
Oh,
super
yeah.
clean.
Frisco Beeline service. That's a Reading. That's a Reading. Yeah.
The Reading
The
is
SP
nice.
just
Yeah, the S.
clean.
I really love the SP
That
Marino
SP.
scheme.
And I believe they have some
I
different.
have one. Yeah.
They did some different tooling for one of the hoods. I think on one of these. I think on the Reading. Yeah, it's got the short hood.
Oh yeah. Well, the SP one looks a little bit
The,
different.
the
too.
SP one. That's what got me thinking about it. I think the SP one probably has the emergency light on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet
Oh,
you
and
that's
you
what
can
that
see
is.
on the back too. It looks like that's
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
very cool.
So there are a lot of road number or road name specific details on a lot of these. Oh yeah, the Reading mentions the adjusted cab because they have a dual stand cab because they would use that to go for switching. It was a big switching locomotive.
Oh, also, it looks like the Santa Fe has a warning beacon on top
Oh
of the cab.
yes, yes.
So that's
All the blinky lights. We like the
Yeah.
blinky lights. We like our smoke,
Nice.
even though it just looks like we blew a turbo in a diesel.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the blinky lights also make it.
yeah. Okay, here we got some.
Here we go.
E6s.
E6 units. I like, the older style E units. I really, and the styling with the big slope. Third Rail recently did the E1s. That was a beautiful locomotive.
Yeah,
that was.
very clean.
I would really be interested in seeing Lionel do it. If not, if I ever found a third rail one on the third, on the bay or something,
Yeah.
I would be tempted. But so we got B&O E6s.
Man, did you see optional fixed front pilot?
Yes,
That's cool.
That's
so
awesome.
they've made some changes. I saw that, and that's great.
I figured you liked that.
Yeah, I know. All the scale guys like Norm Charbonneau are going to be happy about that.
Yeah.
So, and don't forget, all of these locomotives have been coming with KD mounts. If you guys run KD couplers, I mean, you're just, and so you're not hacking away at your O-scale couplers. They actually unbolt. You can bolt on your KDs and move on.
Yeah. See, I think while
I don't know very many people do that in 3-rail,
yeah,
but
there are some though. While of course the prices have just kept rising and rising over the years, I think at the same time we've gotten a lot more catering to the dedicated train modeling community.
That's true.
Where we've gotten a lot of features that we maybe wouldn't have gotten in the past. And of course, there's they still do a lot to cater to people who are just entering into the hobby with the Bluetooth and the Lion Chief and stuff like that. But really, the hardcore model railroaders are also getting some much requested features, so that's really nice to see.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
yes, it is. So we're looking at on the B&O, we got an A/B set, and they tried to match these together with how the railroad would run them. So the B&O obviously apparently ran an ABB set. So you have two, two powered. You got your powered A, your powered B. Your powered A is going to have sound and smoke. Your powered B is just going to have motors and smoke. And then you have a super base B, which has smoke and sounds. So that'll be great. I really like this General Motors set.
Yeah, that's very
That's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
And Lionel has done a transparent shell before. I mean, was that early TMCC?
Yeah,
days?
I think it was like because I think it was the
Was that-
Spirit
was that-
of the Century set or something
Was
like
that Richard Kuhn era? Or
It might have been, or maybe like right at the end of it. But yeah, it's definitely early TMCC days.
So this is beautiful looking. It's very neat. So you can get the AA set and the optional B unit. So that transparent with the super base probably really won't show you much, considering there's no motors. You just have a sound enclosure, but
Yeah.
it still could be really cool.
Yeah.
So I do like that. Be interesting to see if they can do something more with the transparent shells
Yeah.
in the future.
Yeah.
And that's that's prototypical.
Yeah.
GM did do that. It didn't show electronics. It showed a prime mover.
Yeah. And then we've got the Southern.
The Southern.
It's always a classic. And then the Milwaukee Road.
Milwaukee
you go with your Hiawathas.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All great sets. And then just to
Yeah,
add on to
really
it, we got Rock Island.
Yeah, and the lead unit in this is one of the Rock Island engines that was in Vulcan City.
Oh, really?
The 630.
Oh, that's cool.
630 was involved.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
it's of course a different paint scheme
Right.
than what it has now, but yeah.
Interesting.
And it's and from the looks of the way they did the Rock Island here, it's very showing to closer to the end of Rock Island, where everything had some sort of different scheme on it.
Yeah. which
They've been modeling that era of Rock Island here quite a bit recently. So any of the Rock Island fans, there's been a lot of Rock Island here recently from Lionel. Then we got City San Francisco for UP. Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, that's classic.
Clean.
Would be better if it was in the hot dog scheme though, but
Yeah.
we'll let that one slide.
Gosh.
And then we've got these nice Rock Island commuter coaches.
I do like these. These are nice looking. You 4-pack for $1,000.
They're I know a lot of these coaches ended up in tourist service as well, much later on in life. So they could be, they could be for the Rock Island modeler or for someone modeling a more modern tourist railroad.
Yes. Great looking cars.
Mhm.
So we will move along here. We got some Burlington.
Very shiny.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a good old Zephyr here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they got their simulated fluting going on the locomotive and on the cars again. And I've seen it. It's actually very convincing if you're not going to go up there and touch it. I have the issue that I want to go touch it.
Yeah.
It's
So the
smooth,
second,
right?
the second
Yeah.
you go touch it, you go, oh.
Yeah.
But it is a very nice effect without having to change the tooling.
Yeah.
And I think Lionel has mastered that. I think the only downside is I don't think they've been putting separate plates on for the on the silver racer.
Oh.
You know, the actual nameplates on the locomotive. I don't know if that's going to be a separate plate or if that's just also painted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one's a little harder to fool. But the shadow lines for the fluting actually works very well. Just don't go touch it, and you will never know.
Yeah.
The E6's minimum curve for 036.
Wow.
Just to be clear,
Surprising for a big engine.
Yeah.
But,
I had the E8s that also were 036. E9s, but you know,
yeah.
E8, E9s. But I wish I had that front fixed pilot on those. That would be great.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, on a passenger train, you're never going to use that front pilot. They didn't even put a front coupler on there because you're not going to use it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was great of them to put the fixed pilots on.
Alright.
Wouldn't be Lionel if we didn't have small switcher again.
Some plastic switchers.
I like Lionel small switchers. I haven't picked one up yet, but I've been liking what they've been doing with them. So we got SW8s right at 550, and I was looking in the catalog the other day after I got it, and I realized on this Detroit, you get the little electricity guy on the
Ready kilowatt.
is that his name? Don't forget, electricity kills kids.
Yeah.
So I thought that was I was actually kind of surprised. Like, what was there licensing for that, or is that public domain?
It's a very, very unique scene.
Yes.
The classic Erie Lackawanna. Can't go wrong with that.
Reading Northern.
Reading Northern, that'll be good for some of those Eastern tourist line fans.
Yes. TNP.
Texas. That's good to see, 'cause you don't see a lot of Texas in the Pacific.
U.S. Air Force. That's a nice looking
Yeah.
U.S. Air Force logo.
So, warning beacon on the cabs.
Warning beacon. You got the spark arrestor on the stack.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a really nice. And all these switchers fixed pilots. You have the Katy mounts, of course, so these can look really nice.
Yeah.
And then we have Chicago Northwestern, also very nice. And I know Legacy Station is doing a Space Force version.
Oh, cool. Oh, also something to note, see how some of them have the handrails going the whole length of the body, and some
yes.
have shorter handrails. So that's some neat road-specific detailing there.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Very neat indeed. So, moving on, U-boats.
U-boats. These are classic.
I'll be honest, I was at a museum once and they said they had a U-boat in the basement. Why did you have a train locomotive in the basement? Yeah, no, that was a German U-boat. I thought that was something different.
Yeah.
That was something different. I was so confused. Conrail, 650. We got two powered versions. No super base with the U-boats.
Legal Nashville.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Pennsy for Chris.
Some more Pensy.
Oh, then we got
Penn Central. Oh,
That's
oh,
Railroad.
oh.
Yeah.
That's somebody got a Jad in Penn Central in there.
Yeah.
And we got,
SP.
if I went for one of these, I'd go for the SP.
You got that emergency light up top there.
That's very cool.
That's a great SP detail. UP's got the beacon light.
Yeah.
And you got Seaboard.
Seaboard, nice.
Very neat indeed. I know I saw PGH
Oh, yeah.
Trade Fanatics doing custom run through Mr. Muffins.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So if you guys look for one of those, that's where we look. So that's the end of the diesels. We're going into the scale sets now. Nickel plate fast freight.
This is a very, very cool set.
This is a really feature-packed set.
Yeah.
You really get to looking at it. I mean, you get a little sticker shock at 2,500, but this is a great set for that price. You get your Legacy Burke. So here, let's look at the set. Includes you get your Legacy Burke. You have a Vision stock car. That stock car kind of hides behind the locomotive and the catalog art. I missed it originally. So you have a Vision stock car, a hot box reefer, and that's something we got to get to.
Yeah.
That's something we got to get to. A TOFC car, Lionel's TOFC cars are beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I have a few. I love them. I wish I could transport them easier to the club. Then you got a PS1 boxcar, so you got two regular cars, and then a Vision caboose.
Nice.
So it is a very full-featured set.
Packs a
And
punch.
then with with a fully featured nickel plate Berkshire as well.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yes, 779.
And also, this set is $1,500 less than the triplex super set.
Huh.
So,
And you got more sound cards out of this one.
yeah.
So, if the triplex set wasn't for you, this one might be.
Might be, yeah.
It's a very, I'm not a nickel plate road guy, but that is a great set.
Yeah.
Next one, you guys recognize this at all? So this, going back to their post-war days, your Atomic Energy Commission. I told you, they got radioactive, glow-in-the-dark paint. I don't know where they got it, but I told you it was
We're
radioactive.
digging through the old factory and found the supply of radon.
I got that in my basement.
Not radon. Is that what I'm looking for?
I don't know if radon was what you were looking for.
I mean, there's some chemical they used to paint on watches back in the 1950s, making glow in the dark. And then they discovered it was
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember what
I
it's
want to say it
called.
was.
I don't know what it was, I can't tell you. The amount of asbestos I see,
Yeah.
so, I mean,
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Quick Google.
quick Google, and while he Googles,
Yeah.
let's look at the set first.
Man, I mean, an entire glow-in-the-dark train.
The
That's awesome.
entire legacy glow-in-the-dark train, we're looking at $1,000 for the whole set, so that's nothing crazy. You got your GP9, you got your flickering lights, and your gondola there, scale gondola. Great.
Radium.
Radiant?
Radium.
Oh,
Radium. Okay.
That was close.
You got your PS1 boxcar, and the PS1 boxcar has got freight sounds in it, but it also has Geiger counter sounds
That's
built into it too.
nice.
That'll be neat.
That is cool. That is very cool. You got your tank car and then a bay window caboose. And I recently got a custom run bay window caboose that Lionel did, and those are very nice cabooses. Very nice piece. Caboose.
Goodbye.
Wow, I didn't notice the first time I looked through this that the boxcar actually had sound.
I
So
missed
that's a great little touch to that whole set.
I missed that too, and that really, I think that right there makes the set.
Yeah.
And then there's the B unit.
And then you can get the B unit,
Yeah.
super bass B unit. So,
So we'll need to make some add-on cars for this too.
Yeah.
you never know. Don't give them any ideas.
Yeah.
Don't give them any ideas.
Well, I know several years ago they also had the atomic nuclear reactor that they made as
Yeah.
well. That would be really nice to go to this set. So I'm surprised they didn't catalog that too. So maybe that's coming.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So moving on, we got the Illinois Central, City of Miami.
Very nice.
So this is a great set. One single E6. You got all kinds of cars here. I think that's new tooling for your first car there.
Yeah, I think they did say they did some new tooling for some of these cars.
On the 21 inch.
Yeah.
So $1,500 for the E6 and 4 cars. So that's actually not terrible, I don't think. They said it actually worked out really well because the city of Miami was standard 7-car train. So it worked out great for how they usually package their 21 inch passenger cars.
Yeah.
Oh,
Very nice.
It's always great when little accidents happen.
Yeah. That's a
It's
really nice paint scheme because it's I guess kind of Union Pacific adjacent, but it's got a little bit more pop
And
to it.
yeah.
a lot of times they would do that on purpose, so that way, they could change out a different roads in power for maybe UP in power, and they could take the train the rest of the way.
Yeah.
That was a lot of times that was done on purpose. That's why Milwaukee Road had a lot of yellow cars.
Yeah.
Oh.
Very neat.
Moving on, we got some more wood-sided coaches. So you got your New York Central, City Vestibule. They're using that new tooling, trying to get best bang for their buck there.
Fancy, with the green trucks.
Yeah.
Yes, you got Pinty with green trucks there. I am waiting for my Woodruff cars that I never got to go with my 440s.
Yeah.
Oh.
They keep teasing me with these wood-sided coaches. I need my Woodruff cars.
Wow.
I don't know why I never got those. We're supposed to get them. They never gave them to me.
We got some more Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, scale Looney Tunes.
Scale
Wow.
Looney Tunes.
So we got scale Looney Tunes. We got PS1 boxcar. $100, not terrible.
Yeah.
You got Acme loads in there.
Yeah.
This is great. The TOFC. You got an Acme TOFC.
Nice.
So you got stuff on the sides of the your trailers there, and then a instant tunnel paint. That is nice.
Very cool. So they still miss the opportunity yet again. No big chungus. Maybe we can get a custom run done.
Who knows? Who knows? So, if you guys, Looney Tunes, want some skill stuff, we got that for you too.
There we go.
This was my favorite page out of the whole catalog thing. I just finally put some command control in the old 2006 version Hot Box Reaper. I was really happy because now I could finally run it on my train, even though it didn't really match. Because I loved the Hot Box Reaper. I'm like, they need a legacy version. And then they go and do this. So this is great. I mean, I'm sure they put a lot of effort into these. The price really shows it. The price hits you a little.
Yeah.
$300 for one car. That hits you just a little bit. But you know, I do think it's a little high. I do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my version of high, I'm sitting here thinking, I think a Vision Reefer set should be $300.
Right.
And the last catalog of Vision Reefers was like $550.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't think it's actually out of the ballpark. It's just I think the inflation has killed what I think a reefer should cost.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's my issue.
Yeah.
But this is going to be great. It's going to be legacy control. You got the fan-driven smoke unit, your flickering lights, and Dave Olson did mention that they're making a whole new board for their sound cars, and this is going to be the first car that's going to have it.
Interesting.
So they're going to have a dedicated board for the sound cars. That way they have their light outputs and their smoke output. They're basically programmable outputs, so that way they're not making a custom board every time they want to do some fancy sound car.
Yeah, that's good.
So, you know, their old Vision Reefers, you had an RCDR receiver board plus an RS Lights sound board. So I believe this is going to combine basically all those together and then have additional outputs they can use.
Nice.
So that's a very geeky term of saying they have a new board.
Yeah.
It's a very geeky term. But I find that very cool.
A few different road names represented here. So
Yes. I need PFE.
Yeah, and of course I need Santa Fe. And I've just been thinking I need to pick up some nice Santa Fe reefers because I may or may not have a couple. I mean, what?
Yeah, what?
Maybe a couple nice Santa Fe scene engines.
Not unveiled yet.
Yeah. Just spoilers for my next video on my channel.
So, you know, I withheld myself. I didn't buy PFE reefers out of last catalog.
Oh yeah.
I bought Santa Fe reefers.
Oh yeah.
Oh well. Maybe maybe we'll have to work something out.
I've been watching PFEs. If they go down real cheap, I might have to buy them. Please don't. So, who knows? Maybe I need PFE and Santa Fe hot box. Maybe. Probably not. But maybe. Milk cars. We got the milk cars back again. Hopefully they got their issue fixed from last time.
And it's got the obviously opening doors but removable roof
Yes.
with the milk tank
It
load.
still has the milk tank load. Yes.
Good.
I know they had some coupler issues last time, so hopefully they have that fixed this time. I think they do.
I'm surprised to not see Rutland here because I think that's like the very famous milk train road name.
Yes. We got Nashville, Cincinnati, the O'Leary's Dairy, or O'Leary Dairies. That was kind of a fun one.
Yeah.
And then Strasburg, because, you know, they slap Strasburg on something, they'll sell it.
Oh yeah. And then the next page.
Ooh,
Here we
this
go.
is very UP. I don't like this at all. This is great. I think it was great that they did this because I knew nothing about these cars when they started. I think I did order one 6-pack or one 3-pack. Sorry. I don't think I'm going to get them all. I'll probably regret it later. But for anybody wanting to collect all of them, you can. It'll be cool. It'll be a very cool train. But I think just having a few, sprinkling them out there, train will also be awesome. I mean, seeing a World War II style poster on a boxcar, that'll just turn heads.
Yeah. It's very
You got a freight sound, you got another freight sounds car version, and then they did a special CA1 boost.
Man, I mean Zach, you could just buy everything on this page for about $1,400.
Yeah, you could spend $1,339 on all these.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think you should do it.
So pre-order price is about $1,000.
See, he's a little hesitant because there aren't any in the hot dog scene.
Oh, God,
That's true.
Gosh.
You know, I think they need to get on that. Man.
Please, no. Please.
That's true. He is probably hesitant because there's no hot top.
Yeah.
Moving on. Frank Sounds PS1 boxcar. So again, sound cars, no legacy control. You just put it on, it runs, it makes sound.
I mean, sometimes I feel like that's the best because you could have, you know, legacy control car after legacy control car after legacy control car. Sometimes it's nice to have just a car that does one thing.
Yeah.
Automatically.
And you don't have to do anything.
You don't have
with
to
it.
do anything.
You
And
can
it's,
use it with like your MTH engines
Yes.
or conventional or whatever.
exactly. And
Yes.
it's only $210.
So,
I feel like
it's a little more.
only, but
It's a little more,
it's a
but
little more.
you know, if you're looking for a sound car, it's more of a economical route.
Yeah.
And we got some different road names.
Yeah, that's
Chessie,
a nice
Yeah.
variety.
Chessie, that gold Burlington.
That's neat.
That's a neat car. What do we log? Your Lackawanna, your Red Great Northern, and then this is more of a modern PS1. Your Illinois Central
ICG.
and RFP.
Yep.
Your Fredericksburg. Yep. 8,000 gallon tank cars.
These are nice.
These are nice little scale cars.
$100.
$100. Union Oil Company. Stauffer Chemical, St. Louis Starch, Penn Salt. And then Ploxy Asphalt.
Cool.
They're just trying to get me to say weird names.
Yeah.
Of course, we got the TOFC cars. I like the Katy trailers. I think those look cool.
Yeah.
I think I need one.
I think you do.
I like me some TOFC cars.
And the Railway Express Agency ones are
Yeah.
nice.
Those are
those are
clean.
always
Those are
clean.
clean.
Yeah.
Those are just clean. That's what those are. The SP ones are nice.
SP are
That
nice.
and like even Ryan actually mentioned, those are a different scheme than the previous SP versions that they've done. So that's
Oh.
nice. And then just for
Texas
Douglas,
and Pacific.
you get some more
There you go.
TMP.
Nice.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. PS2 covered hoppers.
Hoppers.
These are very recently priced, $100 a car. So,
We've got some
And weathered.
graffiti and weathered ones.
Yeah.
so they've been doing their graffiti ones have been doing really well. So they figured, well, I guess they got some different painting techniques they can do overseas now, and they're going to try to do some weather. It's going to be really interesting to see how these turn out. I think.
Yeah.
You know, you have your clean Conrail, but that's not really Conrail. You need to come over here to the next page. Oh, now we have a white page. Try this again, and get your Conrail weathered one.
Yeah.
And you not any extra cost. They're not charging you any extra money here.
It's $10 more.
$10.
Oh, is it $10?
Yeah.
I thought they were all 100.
So it's like, hey, you could get your non-weathered car and go get yourself a nice little lunch at McDonald's, or you could get your weathered car and skip the lunch.
Can
Up to you.
can $10 get you lunch at McDonald's?
If you use some deals,
Some
then
some
yeah.
thinking.
Uh-huh.
McDouble, 2 for $4.
Okay.
McDoubles is a
Okay.
classic though.
Yeah.
Well, you see,
Yeah.
I'm in small towns a lot, and so I have to walk into the local bar or the local burger joint, and then I'm like, $13 for a burger? It kills me, man. It kills me.
Oh,
More CA1 Caboose,
look at all these.
more N6B Caboose. I was really surprised. So they got the N6Bs and the Vision, but no new
But
Vision
not the
CA1s.
Interesting.
So I thought that was interesting.
Oh, and only the Penske are Vision.
Only the Penske
Yeah.
are Vision.
I mean, we are just as superior. So what,
I think Chris needs a Vision Caboose.
I really do want one.
Because I got me a UP one, and I think I want another.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that bad. Those are very cool. The price is a little high on them. They're up there. They were $250 RP on the. Well, what are these Vision? 3?
300.
They're 3.
Yeah.
So maybe the pre-order was $250. So they're a little up there. I think the hot box might be a better deal because you got a smoke
Yeah.
one.
You're right.
So if you're going between that or a hot box, I'd go hot box.
Yeah.
But if you guys find a Vision Caboose later on, those are very cool. You got your air whistle in them, and it's got some great sounds in the back of the train. That's just awesome as far as I'm concerned. But the CA1 XMTH, that's great tooling. I think the N6B was also XMTH.
I think so. Yeah.
So again, that's another solid tooling. Get that Western Pacific.
Yeah.
CA1. That's interesting.
It's always nice. And then there's the remember no accidents in August.
Just August.
Yeah.
That's intriguing.
It's
The CA1s they're very nice because they get the lanterns on them,
uh,
so that was very cool.
yeah.
Moving on,
Man, we got a lot of freight cars in this
Yeah,
catalog.
no kidding.
Jeez.
It's a
we
thick
gotta go
catalog,
faster,
too.
guys.
Yeah. It's like, what time is it? It's almost 8:30. Jeez.
Oh my goodness! So steel-sided boxcars, great, $80. Norfolk Southern, Central Georgia, Sioux
Well,
Line.
that's the old Norfolk Southern, not the current Norfolk Southern.
Oh.
Yes, yes. Have to be specific here, apparently.
So,
You got wood-sided reefers. It was great to see these come back.
yeah.
Because they had cataloged them in line scale, and then I think their custom run business took off for the 64 boxcars, and they never got a chance to be able to make them. I really wanted me some PFE wood-sided reefers,
Yeah.
and I never got them. I was really sad. So now I can get me some Western Pacific PFE reefers.
Yeah.
More orange.
More orange, yes.
Yeah.
But this is all ex-Weaver, and I was really kind of disappointed to hear that they didn't think they could make these in-house there in Concord because they've been doing so much other stuff. It's great they're doing so much other stuff, but I was really, it was great to hear that they were able to do some stuff in the U.S. It would have been nice if they could have kept the Weaver tooling in the U.S., but they actually ended up having to ship that overseas. So these are coming from overseas. It's ex-Weaver tooling, but it's coming from overseas. It was, what they were going to make here in-house. I think maybe the injection molded plastic from over here was probably getting cost prohibitive. Which, again, is a bummer. I really wanted them to be able to make these here in-house in Concord. I thought that would have been great.
Thank you.
Oh, and then for the Swifties out there, we got Swift.
We're in Kansas, so you have Travis Kelce, you need your Swift Premium. That's for Brian. Brian needs that. Moving on.
Is Brian a Swiftie?
I don't know.
Are you a Swiftie, Brian? Please answer in the comments below. We'll be awaiting your response no matter how long it takes.
He's got pictures. He was up there at Arrowhead. He was going to go this last weekend, but they decided he didn't want to freeze.
Oh yeah, I made it way too cold.
Trust me, I was cold. I know,
bet.
and I didn't even go up there.
Yeah.
So,
But I can't imagine being at the top of the bowl where
gosh.
the wind is so much
wind.
different up there.
and you're not doing anything. You're just standing there.
Yeah.
No heat from your body. Just
No, yeah.
I
Oh gosh. No, thank
couldn't
you.
imagine going through that.
ADM. Chris likes some ADM tankers.
I've got HO
Oh, yeah.
ADM grain cars.
BNSF. That's very clean looking. Cargill. We got a big Cargill
Oh, yeah.
building,
We do.
based out of here. We got a big Cargill plant based out of Wichita, so that's actually pretty nice.
We got Gaddix.
Yes. 2-bay hoppers. I was surprised when I was looking at this. It says plastic body.
I know. I
Oh,
almost
yeah.
thought it was going to be
The
a die cast.
die cast,
Yeah.
because the die cast ones are beautiful.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
great. I love them. But there's nothing here for me. Maybe Chris needs some Milwaukee Road ones.
Maybe.
Ooh, maybe I could get the Milwaukee Road runs to go with the Hiawatha.
That's
Be
right.
be different.
Oh yeah.
Instead of getting the passenger cars.
Oh, well, if that's the case, you have to buy both 3-packs and the single.
Yeah.
Right.
Because,
Are they-
that alone is still cheaper than
Yeah.
one 4-car passenger set.
Are they empty? Or is it? I guess you can kind of see a little bit, maybe.
Let's see here. Let's see. Plastic body, easy conversion to scale, couplers, and 2-rail wheels. I think they are empty. Boom.
It kind of stinks.
So this is more of a budget-friendly version than the ones they've done before, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think
It doesn't
is.
say that it has a load.
that stinks.
Yeah, the Lionel features realistic molded in details, added durability, lower cost. So this is intentional to be able to build a longer train. That's what they're trying to do here.
Okay.
They're not trying to make the best beautiful car ever, because
Yeah.
those would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
When at that, we finally got through scale.
Sheesh, what is this, half?
We're at the halfway point, guys.
1/3.
And we haven't even hit Christmas.
Well, we can speed through some of this stuff.
We
a
can
little
speed
bit.
through some of this. So we're going to speed through our traditional O here. And so far, I'm going to go ahead and make this note since we hit the stopping point. The printed catalogs, this is the first year in a while. That printed catalog has everything the digital one does. There is nothing left out. I was really proud of Lionel.
Yeah.
I can feel there is some paper difference there.
Yeah.
If you feel the paper, but it's not. You're going to look through it for maybe a month or two before the pre-order,
Yeah.
and it's going to be in your catalog collection now. So, I like it. I'm glad Lionel was able to shove everything into the catalog and be able to spend the money on it. I'm very happy for that. I was afraid we were going to have to get to the point where we were going to have to start paying for catalogs. And you know what? I'd rather do that than lose catalogs, but it sucks to have to pay for them, though, too.
Yeah.
So, I just wanted to make that note. Thanks, Lionel, for that.
I mean, it's great to get one of these in the mail. You're just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's a
Christmas
that's a
morning,
good
you know?
catalog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if it was even, and it might already be factored into your LCCA or a LOTS membership, the mailing cost for the catalogs. If it was just mailing, that really wouldn't kill me.
Yeah.
I'd be happy to pay mailing for catalogs if they were really hurting bad and they were wanting to kill catalogs.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people that would feel the same. We're happy to get them for free, though. We are very happy.
Well, I mean, we kind of get them for free.
Kind of. You can go down to your local hobby store. They are free, unless the hobby store decides to charge you for them, and that's their issue. So,
Yeah.
LCCA, though, I mean,
Yeah.
great. I mean, if it was just catalogs, the online membership, that's a great way to get it. Get your catalogs. So you got your Line Chief. We're still doing the Line Chief app. The new Bluetooth version on the Cab 3 app should be coming out hopefully this year. So, even without the base 3, the Cab 3 app has additional Bluetooth capabilities versus the old Line Chief app. You can run 3 Bluetooth engines at once.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
So that'll be
Yeah.
cool when that comes out. Universal Remote, we got a video on that. Go check that out if you want. If you're looking for the difference between Line Chief, the old Line Chief Plus, and the new Line Chief Plus 2.0, this is your chart for that. I did not see the full feature chart that also includes Legacy. They've done that in past catalogs. If you're looking for that, I'd try that. Usually it's in the back. Is it still in the back?
Yeah,
It is still in the back. And it's even in the print.
Yeah.
So, if you're looking for that to compare it with Legacy, check the back of the catalog. And first up, who would have guessed?
Of
More
course.
Berkshires.
We got Burks. Nickel plate, $7.59 per Marquette, $12.23. What?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
It's very interesting.
that is another surviving engine. Though,
Is it?
So.
Is it? Okay, that's great then. That's great. C&O, Louisville and Nashville.
Nashville.
Nothing wrong with some Louisville and Nashville.
Some Genesai.
Some this again more Rail King tooling.
$5.50 though for semi-scale Line Chief Plus.
Wow.
That's a bit prohibitive.
It's up there.
Yeah.
It's I believe their LC Plus 2.0 boards have gotten more expensive. They had mentioned that before. When their price for the board went from, if their price went from $100 to $150 on the board to get a board assembled, the smaller the locomotive, that could have been cheaper. The more noticeable that price increase shows up in there. So I'm assuming they're still trying to run through that amount of stock of the boards that they had to pay a crap ton for components. Hopefully that means, maybe it goes down one day, but for now, we got some P42s, some more Amtrak, lots of Amtrak, and MTA,
Yeah.
and Conrail.
Conrail. Oh, Metro North Conrail Heritage.
Very cool.
Interesting.
So, TMCC, you got your Bluetooth on board. Line G Plus 2.0 is a great way to get started. And apparently,
Doodlebugs.
the Doodlebugs were so cool, were so good, they did Doodlebugs again.
Yeah.
Nice.
They are very cool.
So, I think the one out of here I'm liking. That Rock
Rock
Island,
Island.
that
Yeah,
Rock
yeah.
Island Doodlebug. $400 for a Doodlebug.
It's not bad.
One motor, though. I'm pretty sure these are single motored.
Yeah, I mean, how much
Yeah.
are you
It's a-
realistically going to pull with
Yeah.
a doodle
With
bug?
a doodle bug,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
So what you really should do, Rock Island Doodle Bug, and that 4-pack of Rock Island passenger cars,
Yeah.
that would be a great
that
look.
would look cool.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
great. You get an East Broad Top,
Nice.
Doodle Bug, Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy, B&O, your Gulf Mobile in Ohio. Great set of Doodle Bugs, 400. Not bad. You'd probably get them for 350 or maybe even 3.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I think we're gonna have to let the doodle bugs go.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
You're so punny.
So, Frozen. This is a new Frozen starter set. This is, they originally had the General. Now they got the Scout locomotive as the head end of it.
I mean, it's got some really good art on it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
The art Lionel has been doing on a lot of these starter sets, and any place where they're able to just let go. That was not intended. It really wasn't. Okay. It turns out really great. They have some great in-house artists at Lionel.
Yeah.
So you got your Scout locomotive, puffing smoke, your eliminated tender again, you bobbing Olaf and Sven.
Cool.
So for your Frozen people out there,
It'd be a fun,
Yeah.
fun set.
starter sets are now apparently set at 480.
Interesting.
I remember when the Polar was 300.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, that was also 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
I have no room to talk. If you think about that, you went from 300 to 480 in the span of 20 years. That's not terrible, really.
Yeah. It's not terrible. 20
So-
whole years. Yeah.
20 whole years.
Yeah.
Stop making us feel old.
Yeah. Even though we're not really that old yet.
Yeah.
John Deere, we got a new John Deere set again with the Scouts.
John Deere's cool. It looks like we've got some Totino's pizza rolls in the hopper here.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be fertilizer. Oh no, everybody sees a white screen.
Well, I screwed it up.
I broke it. Everybody, I broke it. It's not.
They're all disliking, saying they'll never come to our channel again.
We'll see if we can get this to load here. Apparently, I found a way to finally kill the poor internet here. This is what we get for doing things live, guys. I finally killed the catalog.
Oh,
Ah, I got it back.
Now you just gotta scroll back.
I just gotta find it again. We were on the John Deere set, and there we go.
There we go.
All right.
John
Back
Deere
at it.
stuff is cool. I have a John Deere set as well. So
Yeah, I remember that. That was a long time ago.
yeah, I got that for like my third or fourth birthday.
Didn't
or
it come with the little MTH, what's it called?
Yeah.
Little skinny remote thing?
Yeah, the remote commander.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's it.
Well, before that,
Was it
even-
before that? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was just a
Oh.
conventional.
Oh, it was that one. Okay, okay.
I mean, the engine is PS2, but
Yeah.
But it was the conventional.
yeah.
Okay. We got a new barn. We got Moline.
Nice.
We got Moline tractors along with John Deere. That seems a little counterproductive there, but okay.
It's a very bright set here.
Here's some more Looney Tunes. Let's see, do we have Big Chungus yet? Still no Big Chungus. Come on, Lionel.
So
What are you doing?
we got a different. Was the Looney Tunes? Was that catalog? Was it the Volume 2 catalog last year? Or was it Volume 1?
It was two.
It was Volume 2. Okay, so I imagine this is probably still the same set. They're just
Yeah,
advertising it some
Well,
more.
I got two new boxcars here.
They do have the new boxcars, and then of course the Dynamite Factory. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's the same exact set
Yeah.
as the last one.
It's a cool set.
Very cool. Moving on.
Here's some interesting stuff.
This, I think, this is probably one of the bigger stuff for the traditional guys this year. The retooled Lionel 675.
Yeah.
So this is all new tooling for the Lionel 675. Your Lionel lines. You got your Prairie Freight set. What is this set? See, that's new tooling on locomotive, and we're still doing $430. That's not bad, I don't think. This screams postwar Lionel.
Yeah.
This screams postwar lineup.
And it opens the door for something on the next page, which is right up my alley.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm sure everybody traditional O-wise is going to be very ecstatic about that set. Moving on, we have Straight Line Chief, again, more from the 675 tooling, new tooling. We have a Santa Fe 1819.
Yep.
Man, so close.
I know. So it's the my favorite steam engine of all time is the Santa Fe 1880. It's the same class as this, and I didn't think they would ever make it, and now I don't think they'll ever make it in scale. But I think this is as close as we'll get. So I don't know. I would consider picking up one of these, and I've seen the 1819 in person too.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it's in Colorado somewhere.
Nice.
So, if Lionel's looking to do these again, it may be Line Chief Plus
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do 1880.
1880.
There you go.
There you go, Ryan. Pensy, and your U.S. Army. U.S. Army always sells great. This is straight line chief, no cruise control. You still get your puffing smoke, no fan driven, but 330.
Yeah, that's
That's great. If you're
Yeah.
just looking for another locomotive, that's great.
and it's going to be nice having that post-war tooling.
Yes.
So it's going to be well built, hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. It'd be solid die cast. Be great locomotive. And if that wasn't up your alley, a little Scout.
Yeah.
And the Scouts weren't always the funnest things to work on, but they're a little cheaper at $250. I don't even think they call these the Scout anymore. I've just always known them as the Scout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think everyone does.
Yeah.
So, but Lionel Lines, that's a very classic locomotive
Yeah.
there, the 242.
Burlington.
Burlington, and then because they can,
Oh, yeah.
a pacemaker.
Yeah. Cool.
I mean, I think that one just
It
does look
stands
cool.
out.
It looks very good, very great.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Moving on, they've done a lot of straight line chief locomotives in this catalog,
Yeah.
which is great. I think it's great for everybody that is looking for just another very bottom end locomotive. That, and they might be trying to compete with Menards.
Yeah.
Mine.
That's true.
So we got FTs. We're not flaunting, F3s when they're actually F7s.
Yeah.
We got straight F3s. They're at 300 though. That Lionel Lines one looks very nice.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
neat.
Oh, you see behind it, it says
Oh.
since
yeah.
1900.
Yes, I did. I was
I didn't
just.
notice that earlier.
I was just looking at that. You have a non-powered Santa Fe one, so you could add that to your Super Chief set.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
And the Texas Special as
And,
well.
and a Texas Special non-powered.
Nice.
Awesome. ET44s. That was new tooling a few years ago.
Yeah.
They've been able to use that quite a few times. So, for everybody that's younger, that's looking for a modern locomotive, that pumpkin BNSF, or your CSX if you're further out east,
Yeah.
that's great to
Got
have.
The U.S. Army as well. That's a
Again,
unique scheme.
they put Army, or any of the armed forces on a locomotive, that's going to sell.
Yeah,
I don't care what it says, it's
just-
going to sell.
Just expand on your Army military train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
It's awesome. Speeders. I like the speeders. I love my little Star Trek speeder. I wish Lionel still had the Star Trek rights
Yeah.
for that IP. I thought that was really cool. I never picked up the starter set, unfortunately.
Yeah, I thought about getting one of those.
Yeah.
But I love my little speeder. That is my favorite little Star Trek speeder. I love
Yeah.
that thing. TMCC control, no sounds or anything, but it's just fun.
Yeah.
But next best thing, Area 51.
Yeah. You can go raid Area 51 in your speeder. They can't stop us all.
I think you might be a little behind the times now if you try to go do it now.
You gotta be different.
Rock Island, Rock Island.
Yeah.
That's a great looking scheme on Rock Island.
We've got Pastor Car. Oh, they have a full Lionel line set to go.
Full
with
line
the-
of line set. I think that's
FT.
awesome.
Yeah.
And you had a full Vista Dome.
Nice.
Is this Lionel's tooling? Or it really screamed?
Yeah, I think that's Lionel's tool.
Yeah.
Okay.
The MTH one was a bit different.
Okay. It just started. I think this is the first time they've started doing separate sale of the small passenger cars, though. We don't usually ever get to see them except for in the Super Chief set.
Right.
So Lionel lines here, and then you got Pensy and UP.
Oh man.
So this is great. You can build yourself a starter set if you wanted to with those Line Chief locomotives.
Now, didn't you have a crap ton of these?
And Rail King,
In
yes.
Rail King, right?
Yes.
With the your first line.
The Line Master Big
Challenger?
Boy.
Or Big Boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. There's a video on our YouTube
There
channel.
is.
Yeah. the Union Pacific days. Or
Union
something?
Pacific.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, yes. That was insane.
Classic.
That was actually almost too much for that poor dual motor
Yeah.
Line Master Big Boy.
Yeah.
So I think this is great though.
I do like those Pennsylvania ones. I don't have any need for them, but they are
'cause
nice.
you already got the scale ones.
Yeah, right. They are very nice, though.
They are. Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
I think this is awesome.
This
is
is
cool.
a great spread. You're getting more Harry Potter, and it's not specific to the train that the starter set they already have.
Yeah.
So it's some additional stuff you can throw in another train, and it doesn't look entirely out of place. I mean, it's Harry Potter. Of course, it looks out of place in a normal train,
Right.
but it's not a Harry Potter coach in the middle of a freight train.
Yeah.
Out of place. So and they've only done three. They've only done cars for 3 of the movies, so I'm sure there's more to come.
I mean, $100 for that one box ride. It's not terrible.
Yeah.
No, and then see, we got the Hot Works Express ones. Those are USA made ones, so they're
Nice.
making those there in Concord.
Nice.
Then we got an aquarium car too.
It's an aquarium car with
those are
Dementors.
Dementors. Yeah.
That's neat.
I'm sure that I actually bet you that will look pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justice League.
Justice League. Oh boy.
So we
Oh,
have
you
the
got
Dark Knight
Oh, that's
ET44.
Hey, glows in the dark.
Oh.
Does it? Oh,
They
it does.
put
Oh my-
radium on it.
we got the Flash,
Nice.
and
That's
then
cool.
your
Run that
Aquaman.
one fast. Oh, Aquaman. too.
Notice in the Aquaman listing it says filled with water of the 7 seas.
Yeah.
Please do not try to drink.
Yeah.
It probably should say that. And then you have your Batman, your Bat Signal, 85th
Oh, that's
anniversary.
cool.
Bat Signal, Superman. Oh, hello. I'm pressing all the buttons.
The Man of Steel car.
Man
He's
of
carrying
Steel.
Steel I beams.
Then you have Green Lantern.
Lantern, cool.
Very cool. Very cool indeed.
Oh man, those are nice.
Thomas and Kincaid. And this is really cool because it's Thomas Kincaid Christmas stuff with Disney on top of it.
Mhm.
So it's Disney Christmas. That was by Thomas Kincaid.
Cool.
Very
Very
neat.
nice. Yeah.
That's something you're right up your alley. There's some beautiful cars they got there. They got Angela again. Angela's doing more boxcars. Angela Trotta Thomas.
Very nice with the
675.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shocking.
The F units.
The F units are from the American flag. There's what's more American than that?
Yeah,
What is?
for real.
Please show me something more American than that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm.
Oh, actually, a hot dog is pretty American.
You know what? You
That
know
is
what?
pure American.
So is bacon, but I didn't bring up food now, did I?
Man, I gotta say, I'm actually getting kind of hungry. Hot dog sounds pretty good.
You know, I just have noticed in the past probably 10 years that Lionel's really been pumping out all these graphics on these cars. I know they've done
Yes.
obviously pre 10 years ago. They've done some here and there. I just feel like I've seen a
Especially
lot in the past 10
Well,
years.
so
Which
we're 24. I think 2014 is when they started doing stuff in house,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and they got. If you guys go and check out Will 2926, he did a video from the headquarters tour, and you can see the 2 laser printers that they have at headquarters, and where they make cars. It's not their traditional painting technique that they do overseas. It's actually an inkjet printer that sits there and goes back and forth and prints that on our 64 cars, and that's how they did Angela's. They did some others, but any of these where you got the printed and assembled USA.
Yeah.
I think they are still getting the bodies injection molded here in the U.S. I could be wrong on that. They could be getting those bulk from overseas, but I think they get them injection molded here. But the frames and the trucks, of course, are coming from overseas. So they paint everything here. It's injection molded in one color. Then they paint on it with Burton or any of their two printers, and then they assemble them there in Concord.
Nice. I'm really glad they've started doing that because it's obviously it's a blank canvas.
Yes, they can do anything. I mean,
Yeah.
we've really we got another member. We've been really looking at wanting to do a dock boxcar.
Yeah.
Hopefully, that actually comes to fruition.
You know, and so, you know, you guys obviously but I do a lot of work at the dock hangar with my job, and the president or whatever of the whole dock hangar, he's got one of the Lionel cars with the the women on the airplane.
Oh yeah,
He's got one of those in his office, and I was like, "What do you have in here? Let me see that." I was like, "All right."
Yes. And for anybody that doesn't know, Dock is our local B-29 that is fully operational here in town.
One of two fully operational.
Yes.
In the whole world.
In the entire world.
Based out right out of Wichita, Kansas.
And
Right where it was built.
Yeah.
And a couple months ago,
Sorry, go ahead.
Chris and I actually had a gig together there. So Chris does lighting and event stuff, and I'm a jazz musician, so it's our first gig we did together there, so it's pretty cool.
It was awesome.
Notice it was lighting and then music, so there was no audio guide. That's why we had issues with the audio.
I am not an audio guy. I am lighting.
I'm pretty sure I saw that you got a card from a production once saying that you made them sound great. So maybe you are an audio guy.
Yeah. Well, actually, coming up, I think it was yesterday. It was, Rosie the Riveter.
Yep.
There's a woman named Connie. She's 99.
I saw that.
Yep.
Yeah. So every year we have her birthday party out there because she literally put the rivets in docks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back when it all was
Super
happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, we obviously just got distracted by docks.
Yeah.
But,
Yes,
So
yes.
anyway.
How about Barbie?
Barbie?
Barbie? What? Barbie turned 65 just in time for them to also ride on the wave of the Barbie movie, I'm sure.
Yeah, so where's the Oppenheimer boxcar?
Yeah.
I never went and saw that.
I haven't either yet.
I'd like to see that.
So, and then Wizard of Oz, Kansas. Go
Classic.
figure.
Red Slippers Illuminated.
Wow.
Boxcar.
Intriguing.
The Red Slippers Illuminate. That's cool.
$150 car, though.
Yeah.
Well,
But still very intriguing.
Yeah.
now I like Bob.
Yeah.
The Bob
Ross boxcar.
So Lionel released the fact that they got access to this IP at the LCCA convention, and I was really curious what they would do with it. This is intriguing. This is
Yeah.
the amount of times I went home as a kid and turned on PBS and went,
Yep.
"Oh man, Bob Ross is on."
Yeah.
So I sat there and watched Bob
Yeah.
Ross. I was wanting cartoons, but I got Bob Ross.
We need to first go down to the bottom of the page to look at the water tower. Please scroll down over there.
Chris, we do this top to bottom? Okay, fine.
Specifically, the back of the water tower.
So, we have
Great move, Lionel.
I don't know who thought they needed to shove Bob Ross's face onto a water tower, but I've heard more things about this water tower than like anything else. Because obviously we needed a Happy Little Accidents water tower. It's $60 though too. That's a great water tower.
Yeah.
They're gonna sell a crap ton of those.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And then you have the Bob Ross Gallery building right next to it, so you got
that's cool.
his paintings in there, and of course, there's no mistakes, just happy accidents.
Yeah. They've got. And then on the boxcar too, they have a couple of quotes.
They have quotes on a boxcar, and so I'm not sure. Just this one with the paint splatter on the roof.
Wait a second.
Uh-huh.
The top boxcar is a sound boxcar.
Oh, is it?
It
That's
says
right.
Inspiring Bob Ross sound quotes on a timed loop. Oh man.
Bring Bob Ross into your home yet again.
Man, what I would need to do is just set up a loop of track around my bed, and then have a train running with that boxcar all night to put me to sleep.
Well, here's the fun fact. It's just on the timer. You don't even have to make a run. You just gotta power it.
You just
Yeah.
put power to it.
We'll see, but if I have the train, then I'll have the click clack.
That's true,
Okay,
yeah.
that helps. That helps.
I think if you just had it sitting there, it would be a little creepy.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's just 2 a.m. and I just wake up and I hear happy little accident coming from happy little accidents in the boxcar.
Oh, the inside joke.
Oh my.
That's a core memory.
You know, this traditional section is
This is-
quite a good thing right now.
Yeah,
We said it once. I'll say it again. This is a solid catalog.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a really good catalog.
I do know we did not need anything more. As much as we wanted some other stuff in this catalog, we did not need anything more in this catalog. So we have the sound one, and then the other one is a Made in USA boxcar, and they're doing 3 sides. So you have Bob Ross on both sides, and then you have paint splatters on the roof. So they can, that's the other one of the other things. They can do 3 sides, and they do the doors.
Mm-hmm.
They're in-house.
Yeah.
So Bob Ross, that's always great. Another IP I didn't know they got. Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Cool.
Yeah, I was
Because-
really surprised to see this when I flipped the page.
I was shocked too, to be honest with you.
That's very nice. And I'm surprised they didn't do a Mr. Rogers trolley.
Yeah.
It's been said. It almost makes me wonder if they're trying to adjust trolley tooling.
Could be.
Yeah.
That's the only way that makes sense. Why else would they not make a trolley?
Yeah.
So, I bet you they're trying to adjust the tooling a little bit. But that's great. I mean, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, that was, again, something I saw almost every day after school.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't notice it's a Mr. Rogers sound box car.
Yeah.
And, man, they really are doing it with these sound box cars.
All right.
And $120 for a sound box car, 64 style. That's it. And then did you see the aquarium car, with this fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody thought we thought that was weird, but you ever watched it, he feeds his fish.
Yeah.
Right.
So I thought that was a great touch.
Yeah.
Classic.
So, moving on with the Ford and Chevy line, if you guys need a crane, these are manual cranes, but $100 for a little boom crane. You got a little one that wants to play with a crane. That's a fun toy.
Yeah.
That's a fun toy.
Oh, now we got. So
We got the Anheuser-Busch. And notice on these reefers, these are O-scale wood-sided reefers. So again, this is the Weaver tooling. So these are full-scale Anheuser-Busch, basically billboard-style wood-sided reefers. So that's kind of cool.
Well, then we got some beer towers too.
A beer tower. And then we have our traditional Anheuser-Busch stuff. And then we have the Lenny Lager stuff. They had handed out Lenny Lager at the LCCA convention. The last one was...
Oh, really?
Yes.
Was it like a homebrew?
It's an IPA that they make there in Concord. They keep apparently North Carolina has all kinds of rules about exporting alcohol. So they would love to be able to sell that through the brewery that they've worked with. But because of all these additional rules that North Carolina has, it actually hasn't been able to come to fruition.
Interesting.
Wow.
So we got to make a trip to North Carolina
Yeah.
to get
Well,
some
I'm
Lenny
here.
Lager. Yeah.
So, and then I don't remember, they did one once before too. I don't remember what they called it that time. I think it was basically that.
Oh, yeah, I remember what you're talking about. I don't know what it is.
I don't remember. I didn't go to that LCCA convention. I know we had a member that was there. He kept his can. These were not pasteurized, so there was a lot of people that kept cans. The cans exploded because yeast buildup. John, the other one is actually still full, sitting in our displaced case, has yet to blow up. So we'll
Nice.
just hope that doesn't happen. Here's what Chris was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We have our pinup girls.
Man.
So we did P38s.
What are you laughing at?
That's the way you said that. You're just like, man.
I mean, man.
Yeah.
So
They're cool.
yeah, they've been doing these for a while,
yeah.
and they sell them. They sell a lot of them. So they always have a couple different girls, and they're again the Wings of Angels. They just keep making more of these. They keep selling. They're all USA made. It's just great. It really is. So if you're looking to add to your collection of those, we got some more there. The U.S. Army 6464 boxcar. U.S. Army flat car. You got a tank on it. Tank never hurts. And a tank car. Not to be confused with the other tank
Yeah,
car.
right.
Tank car. Yeah.
some more freights. Again, this is all traditional freight. Some Western Pacific. The amount of Western Pacific boxcars I had with that stupid feather on it is ridiculous. The Susquehanna. I mean, they had some cool pictures on the boxcar, or some ship with Susie Q. I thought that was interesting.
We got blue coal.
We got our blue anthracite coal. LCCA did a set years ago that had the blue coal stuff, so if you have that, you can add to it. I think we have one in our display case. And you have Lackawanna. Rolling stock with graffiti. Never hurts.
Man.
And then they have their, so we have all of our graffiti cars, that's great. And then some more American history, so you got your East Broadtop.
Nice. They're doing some really good stuff over there.
I haven't even heard of them until I saw this.
Really?
And maybe I have, but I just didn't know I had.
They're, well, do you like actually know what it is?
I mean, I know what it is now, yes.
Yeah.
So, again, all the fun tourist railroads are in the East Coast with all the trains. What the heck?
Right.
What are the Midwest guys supposed to do?
Right.
Seriously. California Zephyr 75th anniversary, and then the 250th anniversary of the First Continental Congress.
Nice.
Disappointed to see this one was not made USA boxcar. What the
Yeah.
heck, guys? That was a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Actually, they all might be USA made, I think.
Oh, yeah.
They might all be. They probably are. They
sense.
probably are. I'm just being, If you didn't know, Lionel has a whole personalized line. You go lionelstore.com. You can get your own photo, put on a boxcar. They print them there in-house, and they get shipped out to you within a few weeks, which is kind of cool.
Oh, man. Someone will have to get me a graduation boxcar.
Yeah.
It's the best part. You can get yourself one.
Like, happy graduation, me.
So there's all kinds of cars you can do there.
Halloween.
Now we're talking.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into
We're getting closer.
But we have a whole Halloween section this time.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, these cars are, to me, amazing.
They
for
are.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Scale, glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Imagine pairing that with the F-19 from the last Halloween.
Yeah.
Or even the triplex.
Yeah.
Triplex seems a little much.
Triplex. I kid the Camelback.
The Camelback, yes.
I don't even remember what else they made, a Mikado.
I think a Mikado, maybe a Pacific.
I think
Oh,
so.
the F-19 was a Pacific, but I think there was another USRA Pacific. So this is great. The Erie caboose, the glow in the dark Erie caboose, Vision Erie caboose.
Yeah.
Vision. Imagine the sounds they shove in that thing. You
Right.
know Lionel is going to put some sounds in that sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Dr. Acula's blood tonic milk car. I don't even know why they put milk car. It's just a blood car. We all know it.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's a great page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Moving on to some more traditional stuff. We got
there's the trolley, so they could have done it, Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
well, like I said, maybe they're adjusting the tooling.
Yeah, could be.
Hopefully that's what it is. So they got the trolley, and they got the lights down low, so kind of like they did with the trippy trolley. They probably just got purple lights though this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got your Line Chief FT, your Line Chief Scouts.
Man,
And
they
then-
got a whole car set.
Passenger cars.
Yep, old passenger cars.
Twilight routes.
I think these look really cool, especially with the windows being purple.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they look awesome.
Yes, definitely. Again, more glow in the dark. Glow in the dark water tower.
Nice.
Man, they've just been doing some great stuff with the Halloween side of
Yeah.
trains and everything.
Yes, they have. And I think it helps they've had some people that really love Halloween there at Lionel. But their marketing for it is the excuse to get the trains out just that much earlier before Christmas. And honestly, I think it's worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think it's actually worked. So I mean, it's just great all around.
Now, here's where we.
Ooh,
gotta
this
get
is where we
started.
go off the
Yeah.
rails.
Yeah. Literally.
Okay, Christmas. I wonder what they did for Christmas this year.
Next page.
Uh-oh.
Oh man. See, this is cool. It's very different,
Yeah.
but it's cool. The
It's-
color of that is obviously very different.
Yeah.
It
I
is-
was not expecting.
I
it.
was
Were you?
not. The last thing I expected was a maroon Polar
Yeah.
Express
Yeah.
locomotive.
Yeah.
I flipped this page and went, "What?"
Yeah.
Well, actually, you know what it makes me think of though is the Pennsylvania Tuscan Red.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's
Yeah.
what you're going
The inspiration for it. Well, so I got to looking at it, and they did a blue one too. We know that. As I was looking at it, I see where they were going. They pulled the colors off the
from
cars.
The cars.
Yeah.
So the red
Right.
is off the red stripe on the car, and then you got the blue, which is on the other two ends. So I mean,
Right.
it was very thought out, I think.
And it flares right there after the.
So
tender.
that's
cool.
that's
So it
one of the
gives that-
special cars in that set, and that
Yeah.
makes that engine work in with that set
Yeah.
very well.
So do you think you're going to do the set, Chris?
Oh no, I'm not going to do the set. If we go to the next page, then you will hear my opinion.
Okay, well, hold, we just talked about the set. We got other things
Yeah,
on this
we'll
page.
slow
Yeah.
down.
So, I really have been wanting I mean, both me and Chris have been looking at the Legacy Scale Puller. I've really wanted a Legacy Scale Puller for a while.
For I mean, like 20 years.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Whenever they made the full scale one.
Right, we had a member at the time that had one of the first full scale ones. I don't know if you saw it at the show one time. Did you ever get to see it?
I dreamed like I
Yeah.
saw it. I don't know.
He wasn't very familiar with Legacy, so I got to help set him up. So basically,
Oh,
I got to
yeah.
play with
I
it.
think I remember that.
I remember that
Yeah.
too now.
So
you say
I
that.
bet anytime anybody isn't familiar with Legacy, basically I get to play with a train
Yeah.
and go, okay, here you go. Fine. After I play with it, so that was really cool, and I've wanted one ever since.
Oh, yeah.
They also had a Neil Young Texas special. That was
I think
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
that
remember
was a
that.
beautiful
Yeah.
set.
Yeah.
I love that set. If I ever saw that again, that is a
Yeah,
great set
that's
to
a
pick
super
up.
Cool set.
That's on the dream list.
Yes, yes. So we got a separate sale 20th anniversary coach for you guys to add to your current scale Polar trains. Polar Express 20th anniversary PS1 boxcar. That's got a great, great graphics on it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome. And then we have a Bell Sounds PS1 boxcar. So that's
Plays rail clatter.
so you got your rail sounds, and then it also has the bell.
The bell.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So you can only hear if you believe.
That's right.
And now we have 3 Legacy Polar Express sparks. So you have your plasma coated blue. This has grown on me more. The blue has grown on me more. And I'm sure the plasma coating is going to look really awesome.
Yeah.
LionelStore.com exclusive. I'm pretty sure you could probably find a discount code. Lionel's been advertising these pretty heavy along with the Locomotive of the Year.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you can find you some discount codes for that if that's the one you're looking for. The classic black though, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm buying it.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss the chance
Yeah.
for the next 20 years. You know?
I'm
Because we've all been looking for the scale one, and we can't find one. It's
And-
almost like BSA 2010.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And just to be clear, Lionel's going to do these again. If you can't get it this time, do not pay the idiots on eBay 10 grand
Yeah.
for a Burke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wait it out.
It sucks to wait it out. Just do it.
Yeah.
BSA 2010, I don't think I can wait out though.
I don't know. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced I can wait that one out.
Yeah.
But
See, for me, my train that is the Chessie Steam Special.
Mm.
That's what I wanted for a long time. So
I mean, Chris, you're convinced you're getting the black one?
Oh no, I'm not. I am getting it.
You're getting the black.
We've never done a catalog where I've been like, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
But this deserves it. I'm getting it.
So if Chris is getting a black, I really want one. So maybe I go a little crazy and I get the
yeah,
set.
then you guys could
Get
double
the set.
head.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean,
Maybe I go a little crazy. Maybe I get the set. I don't know.
yeah.
That and then we could do a huge unboxing for that.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Oh yeah.
I would love a legacy set. That would be awesome.
And that
Yeah.
that would be a cool set. to
That'd be a
have.
great video.
I would
Yeah.
love to have a black one, but I mean, how many of these sets are they really realistically going to be making versus
Right.
the black ones?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So that would be really unique.
I just want the black one because I'm not. I also am not going to pay $250 per car to make a set.
Uh-huh.
To me, that's too much. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I have the original traditional
the
size.
baby Madisons.
Baby Madisons. I have all the extra cars you can get for it. So I'm going to use that black engine, pull the whole Christmas train freight set. Plus,
That would be awesome.
you know,
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah. So it would be awesome if you got the set.
I'm-
But I will not be getting the cars. I just need the engine that I will be getting.
Yeah.
So I'll have, and you know, so another thing to point out though with the cars is they did new tooling for the observation.
Mm-hmm.
So previously, I don't know what, I can't remember what they used previously, but it was just whatever they had with the 18-inch cars, and it wasn't necessarily, because the movie wasn't, I mean, it was a movie based on the book, and the movie was what the movie was. I mean, the number of cars in the train changed.
It was like 4, then 20, then
Yeah.
10, then,
I mean,
then 3.
it was all over the place.
And then it was drifting across the
Right.
ice. And
So
This way, that way.
yeah, moving the Johnson bar to change the way you're moving.
Right.
That's it's something. But so now they did new tooling just so the observation car matches the movie, which I think is awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I don't know if I got the set. I don't know what other cars, if any, I would 3 cars. I feel like I want a few more than 3.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll have to see what the pre-order pricing is.
I think you ought to get the abandoned toy car.
Yeah,
'Cause that's an
That's
iconic
classic.
That's an
scene.
iconic.
Yeah.
That is definitely iconic. You know, one of the things they didn't get to do, and they wanted to do, I think the last one or the time before with the Legacy set, was the hot chocolate Station South Diner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then they made it, but they were, one of the big things is they were going to license that song, and apparently it just never worked out, and it was.
Oh.
I don't know if it fell out with, you know, it was between Warner Brothers and Tom Hanks, you know, it's a whole thing when they tried to go through all the licensing, and I think the issue is they wanted a royalty per car,
Oh.
and
wow.
that's what, I mean, you were going to turn at that time, probably a $300 car into a $500 car
Yeah.
just to pay for that licensing, and it would just been ridiculous.
Wow.
So that was a real bummer. Really wish they could come back and do that, though.
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be. It's the only thing this set is missing. The locomotives have some clips from the movie, which is awesome. But that's the only thing they're missing is a Station Sounds Diner for a full Legacy set.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of money on that page.
Oh yeah.
Moving on.
The traditional Lion Chief.
If scale isn't your thing, you can still celebrate the 20th anniversary with a 20th anniversary Lion Chief set. Very cool. We got a straight anniversary 20th anniversary coach, so Chris could add that to his train.
And you know the cool thing, it's got the shimmer finish on the burgundy stripe.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. I think is.
Is that just those?
I think it's just the
that
set. I think it's just the
Okay,
set.
okay.
And you know, the other nice thing is they've done it with both the Snow on Top and classic black roof. With what you know, all we got on the original sets were the classic black roofs. So,
Yeah.
and then we have a 6464
Sound boxcar?
illuminated sound of boxcar.
That would be
I think
cool.
that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be a cool boxcar. Moving on, if you have a Lion Chief set and you want some more sounds, a better locomotive, you got the Lion Chief Plus 2.0 Junior Burke you can get. This is a completely different drivetrain. You get a beefier motor and more sounds, and of course cruise control, so
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Fan-driven smoke.
Fan-driven smoke.
I would consider getting one of these, because I'm not a big enough Polar Express fan that I would spring for the Legacy scale version, but you know, man, the Polar Express is iconic, and we all grew up with it. And
Oh yeah.
it'd be cool to have.
Yeah. Yeah. I love even just the small engine.
Yeah,
I mean, it
uh-huh.
is. It's a great set. I
Yeah.
think it really is. If none of that is your taste, there's always a P42.
Yeah.
Just slap that baby on the front.
A Polar Express P42. That's more believable than the tripolar, you know, the freaking Polar Express bipolar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that
I
diecast.
forgot that was a thing.
That was a thing.
Surprised they didn't make a Polar Express triplex.
Yeah, right.
It is a little surprising.
Imagine seeing that thing drift across the
Right.
ice.
Cuss and run.
Yeah,
Huh.
that could be.
You never know.
I mean, you got the Polar Express Acela set,
Yeah.
Yep.
you know.
Yep. They did the Polar Express Excel set. You got a Doodlebug now. Because Doodlebugs are cool.
Mm-hmm.
That Doodlebug would look good with a few of the baby Madisons.
It would.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Speeder.
Speeder with a plow.
Snowplow. Nice.
I think that's pretty cool.
That is neat.
New tooling just for the snowplow. I think that's cool. I almost might have to get that.
You know, of course we had to do these.
The hand cars. They redid everything for the hand cars to do the Mickey Minnie Mouse last
Yeah.
year. I think this was a great use of all of that effort to be able to make a Polar Express hand car. I mean, it's your same clockwork hand car. They're $200, but
Yeah.
I feel like the Mickey and Minnie ones were cheaper, honestly. But I could be wrong. But and I saw one, the red one. We had it at our show. There should be a short on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
They are solid, very beautiful looking cars, and I believe this one's going to have the same packaging and everything. So it's going to be a very solid, very premium hand car. See here, does it still come with track? 2 hand painted.
I don't think so.
Random curve. This one doesn't say it comes with track though. See, the last one
'Cause
came
it's-
with track.
At the bottom it says the Ice Fast Track is still available.
Right, but see the Disney hand cars came with track.
Right.
Hand car features 2 hand. I don't think they're doing the 2-rail track this time. I guess not. But you know the cool thing about the hand, the Disney hand car is that was the item that saved Lionel. You know, and that so it's great to bring on that tradition with Polar Express. But you have the still available Ice Track 036 4 curve set. That's really cool. I know a guy that has that. That was a great addition to the Lion Chief set. Because it comes with a placemat, I think, too, so you can look like you're going across the ice.
Yeah.
You got a present transport car, and then you got a personalized Polar Express 20th anniversary boxcar. So you can go lionelstore.com and get your own personalized Polar Express boxcar for next Christmas if you want one. More Polar. You got Billy's house, a water tower. You got your freight terminal. Very cool.
On the other page, we got some S-scale stuff.
So
Oh,
we got
cool.
we got an S-scale boxcar, S-scale coach to go with your S-scale set.
Nice.
You got an HO, HO boxcars. You can go with your HO set or any other HO stuff you guys have, and of course an HO coach. You know, at one point in time, if I ever wasn't able to set up my full O-scale stuff, that HO Polar set is really, I mean, it is a solid set.
Yeah.
I'm not an HO guy, but that is a solid set. Lionel has really done a lot with their HO stuff. Hopefully they keep it up, and the HO guys like it too. Hopefully.
Yeah. Going back real quick, go back a page.
No, I can't do that.
I know you've already leaked what's on the next page. Benjamin commented on our live stream. Said, hello from Chicagoland. Love the channel. Love how you are one of the few clubs that will do modern flyer from time to time. Sad that Lionel seems to be backing out of S-scale second year no flyer catalog. So that does kind of stink. I've noticed
Yeah.
they've pulled back quite a bit.
They pulled back a lot of flyer, and unfortunately, I have to assume that means they don't sell a lot of flyer.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I could be wrong, and it's been said before. I think our S layout is one of the largest S layouts in this part of the country.
Yeah.
Really?
I
I mean,
Okay.
public S
Public,
layout.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is quite large.
It is quite large. So if you guys are in the Wichita area, come check it out.
Yeah.
But
Because sorry, go ahead.
no, you're fine.
I mean, Lionel made some great American Flyer stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I know that the traditional stuff is like what I grew up on.
Mhm.
You know, where you got just the transformer and it's, you know, you stop it, it goes just like conventional,
Yes,
obviously.
yeah.
But like, man, they made some great legacy stuff, and just
Yeah.
having legacy in S scale was such a great thing.
Yeah.
I just wonder, I wonder why it's gone
Yeah.
down.
We got that one Legacy SD70 that was great. We got a guy that runs the crap out of a Legacy ES44.
Yeah.
And it's on. I mean, it's great. So I don't know. Hopefully the last thing I remember them doing was the scale S scale Burks, Legacy Burks. And you know, I don't personally. I mean, I got an S scale layout that I have access to, so I could get some S scale. But so I've watched for some Burks because I think those were very beautiful Burks that they made.
Yeah, and even just the Lion Chief, you know, Burks were great.
Oh yeah,
You know.
we run the crap. We got one that we run the
Yeah.
crap out of those too.
Yeah.
So
All
who
right,
knows?
Yeah. Let's continue on.
Continue on. We got more O scale Christmas.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. It was a lot of white. I
It
think.
is a lot.
Yeah, I think it'd be cooler if we had like some silver
Yeah.
on there. Yeah, very neat.
So if you need your steam engine to pull your all those 21-inch passenger cars you guys bought last year with the E units, here you go. Or you could splurge and get the aluminum passenger cars.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful set. I'd spend money on the Polar before I spent money on that,
Yeah.
but that's a beautiful set.
Yeah.
Moving on again,
This is
scale.
Milk trains.
It's a little milk train. You got your Legacy 460, your green boiler, red drivers. That's a I think that's a great looking set.
Yeah.
I don't know. One of my favorite Legacy Christmas sets was the Snowflake Limited.
Oh, I kind of remember that.
That one,
Yeah.
I think I think it was one of the first, and that one knocked it out of the park, I think.
Yeah.
But you got what, 2 milk cars, and then
Yeah.
a little wood-sided coach, and all for the low price of $1,200.
That's not bad at all for that set.
So I mean,
Whole
that
set.
whole
Yeah.
set. I mean,
Scale?
pre-order price probably around $1,000.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Definitely cheaper than a Polar.
Yeah.
You got an eggnog car. Do we have
I like the Deer Dash.
Deer Dash? They've
Not at
Deer
all
Dash.
like anything else.
That's right.
They've done Deer Dash before, I think.
Oh, they have?
They
Okay.
have, but that's the first, Deer Dash TOFC. That's really cool. North Pole Central. So this whole page is just beautiful.
Yeah, it's great. I like
awesome.
it a lot.
They did their Sleigh Bell Limited last year full scale, but now they brought that to the traditional line. So you got a Line Chiefs set, which I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think
cool.
it was that great of a set that they can make
Yeah.
a Line Chief set now.
Yeah.
So, and they even have an add-on pack,
And then you got
a
the SledX
Sledex freight terminal.
instead of FedEx.
I never thought of that. Well, we have a very interesting
Wow.
Peppermint Railroad Line G Plus 2.0 Burke.
Interesting.
I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that too, personally.
It stands out.
It does stand out.
Trust me, you'll turn some heads with that dude.
Yeah.
We got Winter Wonderland. You're another 675 tooling.
Very bright.
Yeah.
Very white.
Very. Better not have dirty fingers grabbing that thing.
No kidding.
Jeez.
Blind people. When
Yeah.
things go by.
Bald.
Got your Sleigh Bell Limited Scout.
Yeah.
So you had a Scout onto that train, or a Snowflake Limited 2.0, or is that just straight? No, that's just straight line Chief ET44.
Cool.
And you have some
cars.
more
Passenger cars.
just Christmas coaches. That's awesome. All the Christmas.
Yeah.
North Pole Central Speeder with the plow. I mean, it's Speeder with a plow. That's just comical.
Yeah.
I find that comical. Yeah, our 2024 Christmas boxcar. This has been a really big thing. I don't know how long Lionel's been doing Christmas boxcars.
Forever.
Yeah.
I feel.
Chris, do you have all of them?
No. I have a lot, but no.
Chris, you need all of them. Come on. We got to get you spending some money.
I know.
He's already buying the Polar.
I know. Like the Polar, was it the GP9 maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Track.
we have killed you this catalog.
My budget for this entire year is gone.
And we're just started the
Yeah.
first month. 2024 Christmas music car. So, praise instrumental Christmas carols. It's always a great car to add on. Peppermint Railroad. Some transport logs, or peppermint sticks, whichever way you look at it. More Thomas Kincaid. Really beautiful sets. USA boxcar. We got the HO Christmas boxcar. And I've noticed more and more manufacturers are doing Christmas and Halloween cars. And not even just in O scale. It's been HO and other scales. So, this is something that I feel like Lionel really was able to start, and it's been just widespread across the whole model railroading community.
Yeah.
Almost like the Black Bonnet. To be honest, Black Bonnet was a thing that happened in post-war, and then K-Line brought it back, and it's just been hit and hit and hit. Everywhere. It's really bad when you see an N-scale Black Bonnet locomotive.
Although the bad thing for me was when they did the Black Bonnet Dreyfus Hudson. That was too far.
Was that too far?
That's too far.
I just got an email from Patch Trains. They got one left. You need that.
God.
Oh man, we got a thing for him.
We
now.
do. We do.
See, some of them are cool.
Yeah.
Patch Trains has done a lot of really cool Black Bonnet stuff, and I've really thought about buying one. But the Dreyfus didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
But Douglas needs one.
Yeah, I think you do.
American Flyer Christmas boxcar. So we still got a Flyer boxcar.
Yeah.
And HO as well.
HO, yep. And that is really the end of the trains. We got some accessories. And we got Amtrak. We like us some Amtrak. Lionel Passenger Shelter. So this was another new product to catch out, is the Plug Expand Play 153 IR. They're still going to make the standard 153 IR, but for everybody with the newer accessories, this one, straight plug and play. No messing with any little screw terminals. So I think this was great that they did that. Great use of the 153 IR. I think all of these lights are new tooling, I believe, as well. I could be wrong, but I believe they said these are fairly newly tooled or newly acquired lights, one or the two.
Interesting.
And they're straight LEDs. They include resistors that you have to tie in. So this is if you have your own DC power supply that you're going to run these on, you don't really need the resistors. But if you're going to run them straight on, they give you everything you need if you're going to run them straight off of your 18 volts AC power supply. And this, I think, threw everybody off. This part of the catalog.
Oh yeah.
It threw everybody off. And again, I was shocked. It is in the printed catalog. So this is everything they still have in the warehouse at Lionel. So if your dealer doesn't have one of these, they can still get one for you. They might only have a few. If they only had one, I imagine they didn't put that in here. But if they had 5 or 10, they probably had these in here. This is all sitting at the warehouse in North Carolina. So again, SD45, a Dreyfus version, your Decapods, some of the other Polar Express scale cars. So, I can go ahead and get started with my Polar stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh boy. There's a ton of stuff Lionel still has in stock. You guys need to go buy, so that way Lionel can make room for all this new stuff. I was shocked that they still have a set of the rocket booster flat cars with load.
Oh.
At Lionel, I was very surprised that those are still in stock at Lionel. This is all scale stuff. Chris, your Pennsylvania 2-bay die-cast hoppers are still in stock at Lionel.
Oh, I know. I would really like those.
So, Vision stock cars. They still got some of those. Husky stacks. Rio Grande 100-ton coppers. Chris. Pennsylvania Vision stock car set. Pennsylvania cabin car. I mean, there's just everything. GLA Pennsylvania hoppers, more hoppers.
More hoppers.
The Vision Crew Sounds caboose. They still got some of those. I mean, this is standard. They've gotten into the standard O-scale rolling stock. So, Line Chief stuff. You got your Line Chief Plus 2.0. You got Doodle Bugs. Look at that Christmas Doodle Bug. FTs. I mean, it's just a ton. And of course, all of your sets. These are all your standard sets. They're going to continue to keep making. They have stock of these. You have your Frozen 2 set, your Hogwarts Express, the standard Line Chief Polar with the Despairing Hobo. They still have some of the Disney 100 sets. That was a really cool set. If you guys didn't ever see that in person. The Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory, that they're going to be keeping that around.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen any pictures of that. I know we talked about that set when that came out in the catalog, but
yeah, I just watched a couple YouTube videos.
I guess I'll have to go check that out. The Christmas Lights Express set, that was a great set. I mean, there's just everything. I could go through here and pick through all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I need to.
I think it's great that they just did this at the
I
end.
think it's awesome. I think it's even better. It's in the print catalog. I cannot say how much. I'm shocked. I mean, just based off their past track record.
Yeah.
But it is in the print catalog. It's awesome. I love it. It's just tons of stuff. More accessories they have in stock. I mean, all this stuff in stock at Lionel. If your dealer doesn't have it, have them bring it in because Lionel's got it and they want to sell it to you. So, coming here to a close, Lionel Base 3. That should show up this year. I have one on order.
You do?
I do. I don't think I ever told you that.
No.
I have one on order. I wanted to play with it, see what it's like.
Yeah.
Interesting.
One of the disappointing things, if you guys haven't seen, check out Marty E's Facebook channel. He did a live stream for the Legacy user group meeting. It's like an hour and a half, 2 hour long video, but it's just Dave Olson talking about the Base 3 and the Cap 3 app. Notice, it's the Base 3 with the Cap 3 app.
Yeah.
Right.
The base is not the Cap 3. We don't have a Cap 3. Just small pet peeve. Small pet peeve. So it'll be. This is going to be a great base. I really do. And I think the prospects of a possible new hardware remote has popped up a little bit. Their main focus is to get this base out, get the app steady and stable. So I mean, they have things they need to get done. In 5 years, it's very possible we could see a new hardware remote. It's going to take a while. I mean, there's no development on it, so they're going to be starting from scratch. But with any luck, we'll see something.
Yeah.
And you know, this base alone, if you have a Cab 2, if you're lucky enough to still have a Cab 2, this is going to add quite a bit, even with your Cab 2, I think.
Huh.
So, like I said, I got one coming. We get it.
Nice.
We'll do a video.
Oh yeah, I'd be curious to see it.
You have all your standard power stuff. Along with the Base 3, they put out a new website. So that's control.lionel.com or Lionel.com. Control.lionel.com. However you want to say that. Anyway, it's control instead of www, World Wide Web, because nobody remembers what that actually stands for.
I don't even use www.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So there's a new website. It has all the information on the Cab 3 or the Base 3 and the Cab 3 app. And then it has all the information you guys need on the power supply for your layout. If you have questions on the ZWL or the GW180 Legacy Power Masters, it is a great resource for all of that stuff. Moving on to the LCS section. I don't know if you guys caught it. I did. There is actually one new thing that showed back up in the catalog. So we have all of our LCS modules to add on, and they brought back the IRV2 and the sensor sleds. These have previously went out of the catalog right after the start of the pandemic. due to the cost of materials going sky high and the demand for them just not really being there. So we have a few on our new layout. I love them. Their full capability has not really been used yet. Hopefully Lionel makes that a little easier for everybody to see how great these things are. If you want one, be sure to make sure you order one, get them picked up. That way you can get them, and Lionel knows that we all want these to still be made.
Yeah.
Of course, you have all your fast track. Fast track is expensive. Chris knows.
Yes.
We do have Flyer Chief track, or American Flyer. There's American Flyer stuff, not Flyer Chief track. This is still all Lionel. Fast track of scale. Oh, here's your American Flyer.
There you go.
I didn't even. Of course, this is
Yeah.
previous stuff. There's no
Yeah.
new stuff. American Flyer
There's the
track. Of course, custom runs. They do custom runs. Everybody at Lionel, there's your full Lionel Control Systems chart. LCCA, great plug for LCCA. And that is the catalog, guys. How long did that take us? Not that long, right?
I think a bit more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
This was
So we
a
bet.
this was a solid catalog.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even
Oh, yeah.
know how to explain to you how solid this catalog was.
Yeah, it's a very good
It's
catalog.
one of
This
the
is-
best lately.
Yeah, one of the best in quite a while, I think.
Yeah.
Something interesting to note, I don't know if I'm reading it too deep, but notice how it just says Lionel 2024 catalog. It doesn't say volume 1
Right.
or signature edition or anything. So I wonder if this is the only catalog this year.
I think you're reading into it too much.
Yeah.
I
Because
don't
they usually do just the next one, then just says volume 2.
I don't know. I'd have to go back on jump back on the website here and see what they always do. See here, last year's it did say volume 2. See, so the big book from the previous year I
so,
never said
yeah,
big book or anything.
I'm just reading too deep into it.
You're reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
Douglas is just crazy. So, what we did miss from last year is we didn't have a, there was nothing there either. I was just like, maybe it's there. What we didn't get last year was a brass hybrid. So,
Yeah.
what'll be interesting to see is what our brass hybrid here is in July.
Yeah.
Because we need as a brass hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put bets on Strasbourg 475 because Strasbourg stuff sells like hotcakes.
Even the $2,000 90.
Yeah.
There was not. I saw some of the production numbers. There was not a ton of them, but I mean that's the reason why it was a brass hybrid.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it was a solid one. And I was a little surprised with myself before 90 actually finally delivered. I had a version of every brass hybrid they did all the way up until 90. I have no plans to buy 90.
Yeah.
No, I have no plans to buy 90. Well,
Man.
I think we have taken enough time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So-
we've talked enough. They're bored of our voices.
Yeah.
I'm bored of my voice. I'm bored of my voice. So,
So.
well, I hope if you guys didn't get to check this out live, hope this was a good video for you. If you haven't, be sure to go and subscribe, hit the bell that we get all the notifications of our product reviews, running train videos, catalog videos. I mean, it's just whatever we get time to do. We thank Douglas for coming on and helping
Thanks
us
for
out.
having me.
And we will catch you guys next time. And with any luck, we'll have better mics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
See ya.